Welcome to the Brian Craig Show. My name is Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. Welcome, one and all. We have so much to cover on today's program, and I'm going to get into, in the beginning, about the humiliation and dressing down that President Trump did with Mamdani in the Oval Office on Friday, which is absolutely amazing. President Trump knows how to get things done, and how he ran Marjorie Taylor Greene out of the Congress and got her to resign. And we've got a lot of other things we're going to cover as well. It is the Monday before Thanksgiving. If you're new, welcome. Make sure you subscribe. And of course, we'll be taking live calls. All right, we're taking live calls on the program, as I always do. And if you're watching live, the number is pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631. Couple things I want to touch on first. First one here is they have really been trying to do something terrible with Erica Kirk, the late, great Charlie Kirk's widow. Of course, Charlie Kirk was assassinated by a never-Trumper and part of a plot to stop MAGA. And it's a plot that is not going to be successful because MAGA is united and as strong as ever. But a couple weeks back, J.D. Vance was at that Turning Point event. Erica Kirk came out and she gave him a hug. And what these lowlives on the left have been doing since Erica Kirk, who's grieving beyond imagination, her husband was assassinated by this never-Trumper. The whole planet saw it. It was just awful to see. I wish I had not seen it. So they've been trying to cook up this nonsense that she is having an affair with J.D. Vance. And there was even talk that J.D. Vance and his wife are talking divorce, all this nonsense. I mean, you know, is it not bad enough they assassinated her husband? Now this grieving widow, they're putting her through so much more stress and everything else over this. So over the weekend, Erica Kirk was at an event with a one-on-one with Megyn Kelly, and Megyn Kelly asked her about the hug with J.D. Vance, and Erica Kirk responded.
Please. So for those of you who know me, I hug.
Yes, you're an intense hugger.
Whoever is like hating on a hug needs a hug themselves. I will give you a free hug anytime you want a hug. My love language is touch, if you will. But seriously, that hug. So I will give you a play-by-play. Walking. They just played the emotional video. I'm walking over. He's walking over. I'm starting to cry. He says he's so proud of you, and I say God bless you, and I touch the back of his head. Anyone who I've hugged that I have touched the back of your head when I hug you, I always say God bless you. That's just me. If you want to take that out of context, go right ahead. Again, that to me shows that you need a hug more than anyone else. So if anyone...
They were acting like you touched the back of his ass.
I feel like I wouldn't get as much hate if I did that versus... But no, seriously, so now when I go and hug people, I'll bring them back in and be like, I obviously didn't give you the right hug, but let me touch
Where do the hands go?
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Touch the head. What can I touch?
I know.
It's not me. I'm always like, when you touch the back of my head, I'm like, oh, she's feeling the extensions.
That's another thing. People think my hair is fake. It is very real.
My hairstylist told me your hair is real. She's like, oh no, that's all real.
This is real. I know
how is it real?
They like come and touch the back of my head. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, we're feeling this for the week.
Yeah.
Okay, there you have it. So, I mean, my goodness, you know, with everything that she's going through, they're accusing her of having an affair with the vice president. They're attacking her hair. I mean, everything that you all have done to Erica Kirk, can't you give the woman a break? Can't you just do that? You know, it's never going to end. You know, this move by Marjorie Taylor Greene, which I'm going to cover in detail a little bit later, there's a lot of context to it with the Charlie Kirk assassination, because what these evildoers are doing is trying to destroy the MAGA movement. That's why they assassinated Charlie Kirk, and they thought that they had the enemy within with Marjorie Taylor Greene that was going to undermine the MAGA movement through the election season. President Trump is running out of Congress. I'm going to detail how he did that coming up. And then this moment with Mamdani Zohran in the White House with the president on Friday, President Trump humiliated Zohran. He completely humiliated him. I'll go through how he did that in just a bit, but I'll take a call or two first early. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Jose from the Bronx.
Hey, Jose.
Yes, I do agree with you. I feel bad for Charlie Kirk's wife. It's not the same. It's going to be really awful. I think somebody, at the end of the day, maybe a couple of years from now, we'll find out who did it, who ordered the assassination of Charlie Kirk. But it seems like very, without Charlie Kirk, he would have been the one going and sort of talking to the campuses, to the students, to vote, whatever. But I think it was like carefully planned, and they had it done.
Yes.
And the other thing that I wanted to opine a little bit about was Venezuela. And I think this is like a 3D or 4D chess move. Yes, we're stopping all the drug trafficking, but I think what President Trump, which I support 100%.
Hold on one second while I answer these other lines, guys. I got a lot of lines coming in.
I think what he wants to do is he wants to dethrone him, put the lady that got the Nobel Peace Prize in his position, and then cut off the oil imports to Russia and China.
Yes.
I think that's the main idea.
Yeah, he's going to try to bankrupt them with the only thing funding Russia right now is oil, and he's got India to cut them off. He'll get China to do something, and that's what he's doing. He's starving them out.
Correct, and I think it does like a couple of his 3D moves. Like yes, it stops the drug trafficking. It stops, banks. He's cutting their knees off, and then he's going to control the power, like the energy. Right? Because they already told Europe not to sell to, don't import anything from Russia.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to starve them. The only place would be Iran.
Yeah.
But that's not going to be enough.
Yeah, Venezuela, by the way, a lot of people don't know this. A lot of people do, but a lot don't. Is an OPEC nation. They have a lot of oil in Venezuela.
Correct.
Yeah. That country should be wealthy beyond imagination. All right, appreciate the call.
Right,
take care. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning, Brian. This is Richie.
Hey, Richie.
I'm going to bring up what I think happened with Zohran and the president. You said humiliated. I think there was more to this. I think he totally outplayed their hand and actually destroyed the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party was trying to separate themselves from Zohran because they know he's going to fail.
Yes.
They want to say that, no, this is only a small part of our party. We're a big tent. Social Democrats are just a small part. He elevated his stance by putting him in the White House. He put the bullseye right on Zohran. He actually made him the poster boy for the Democratic Party.
What he did in a different way, what President Trump did was appoint Zohran as the leader of the Democrat Party in the United States.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So they can't run from that. Secondly, he was so nice to him that they can't. President Trump knows this is going to fail. It's never socialism, communism is a dead on arrival. He knew that was going to happen. He's not going to fight him. He's going to let him destroy the city himself.
Yes.
And I think that Zohran in the background always felt, well, if it doesn't work, we'll just blame Trump. We blame Trump for everything.
Yep.
We'll just blame President Trump. So now he can't blame Trump.
That's right.
It's all on them.
And not only that, if you noticed, and what Zohan's been doing is apologizing to his followers all weekend about being nice to this man he called a fascist.
Yeah, he still calls him a fascist.
Yeah, but he looks like a dope. I mean, he made him the leader of the DNC, blew his credibility with his own people because President Trump was so nice to him and he wimped out to him. It was a masterful move
and a press didn't know what to do. They were like sitting there with their mouths opened up. They were like in shock.
Yes.
I totally was watching this, and I said to myself, "Boy, this is great." He's coming across like the grandfather of the country.
And they expected him to come in. They expected him to try to reprimand and dress him down, and he didn't give them anywhere to go.
No, this guy is so brilliant, man. I'm telling you. I just can't get over the fact that no matter what they do, it backfires on them. It's a joke.
That's right.
I'll call you later on in the show.
All right, Richie.
Have a good morning.
All right, take care. Yeah. Richie is the only caller, okay? 'Cause I don't want people to think. He's the only, if he calls early, here in the early show, I let him call back a second time, okay? But that's only Richie. Nobody else has that thing. There's a big trend I saw going on X this morning of black people saying terrible things about white people. I want to play a couple of them. Look at this. This is a nutcase racist.
Fuck Charlie Kirk. Like, I'm glad the guy's dead, actually. So,
you're glad he's dead?
Yeah, I'm glad. White men are literally the single greatest threat to humans being fed, housed, clothed, having their basic needs. White men are the greatest threat to that. That's what I know. Everything else, you want me to give you all these statistics and things? Like, I'm not a data analyst. I only know the experiences of the people I censor on. What do you think we should do about
white men?
That's a question for you. Can you do something about your people?
Well, I don't see any problems.
Because you're a white man!
Well, you're also unable to name me an example, right?
The example is you having the privilege to even be out here while there are people sleeping literally next to you, homeless on the ground.
Well, don't you have that same privilege?
No, it's not about the privilege that you're talking about. A privilege as a white man to be able to move about the world and ask people to give you examples about blackness. And I'm saying the example is that you out here recording and these people are out here sleeping. And none of them look like you.
Well, there are homeless people who are white.
Wow. This racism towards whites by blacks that is so common these days. Sadly, this is what Obama's done, right? This is the DEI-ness. Listen to this woman. She's just freaking totally lost it.
White people, I'm sorry. I need you to just make my day better, make me feel better. Get in my comments, apologize to me and the rest of us on behalf of your great-great-granddaddy for having my great-great-grandma outside pregnant or not, picking cotton in this heat. Have y'all been outside? Just say sorry. White people.
So every white person is descendant of a Democrat cotton plantation owner? That's a new one to me. And why are white people, as a unison, as a whole, responsible for all these things in the past? Does that mean that all black people are responsible for every felon that's in prison for a violent crime today? What does that mean? It's a very strange world we're in. It really, truly is. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Eric, calling from Missouri.
Hey, Eric in Missouri. What's on your mind?
The Islamification of America.
Oh, really? Are you Muslim?
No, I'm a Christian, but I see what happened in Dearborn, Michigan this week. Quite alarming.
Well, President Trump did something pretty smart. He's sending back all these Somalis. He's taken away their special protective immigration status, and there's going to be some mass deportation in these areas.
What do you think about that? Do you think
about
that's
what? About what?
About the deportation. I think that's great.
Yeah, awesome. Yes, of course I do. Deporting illegals? Yes, that of course. If you're in the country illegally, you should be deported.
Right. Of course. I just can't believe people actually dispute this ideology, and I wanted to ask what you say to these people who think that it is okay for these illegals to come to our country, because I personally don't know what to say.
Well, they're not coming anymore. Trump has shut down the border.
Oh, really?
He shut down the border months ago. Yes, really. You're not aware of this? It's been widely reported. Border crossings are down.
No, I thought that it's been shut down. I guess I don't have my finger on the pulse per se, but I thought it's been shut down since he got into office.
That's great. Yeah, he shut it down really quick when he came into his second term. What he's doing now is deporting the people that are already here illegally.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, I saw MTG was like retiring today. What do you think about that?
She's not retiring. She's resigning from Congress effective in January.
Resigning. I'm sorry.
Yeah, President Trump ran her out of Congress, and she'll be there till January.
Right. It seems like there's a lot of infighting going on between the Republicans and the right. What do you think about this with the America First thing? And
what? Where's the infighting? What infighting? Who's infighting in the MAGA movement?
Like Ben Shapiro and Tucker are both fighting, and those are both widely known.
So what? Who cares?
Right wing.
Who cares? There are two guys. There are two guys.
I'm just asking what you think.
Well, I'm telling you what I thought. First, I said, "Who cares?" That's a response. And second,
right.
Ben Shapiro and Tucker Carlson mainly talk about themselves and what other people are saying about them. They're not really influencing anybody, especially in the MAGA movement.
I would agree with that. What do you think about Nick Fuentes?
What is this, a one-on-one interview?
No, I just want
Nick Fuentes is a punk fake who works for the deep state, who's trying to destroy the MAGA movement.
Interesting.
Yes.
And what does the MAGA movement
No, I'm
stand
not.
for?
I'm done with the questions. This is not a one-on-one exclusive interview, but thanks for the call. What do you think? He doesn't think about anything because he's got no thoughts. My name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. If you're on hold, stand by. If you'd like to call in, the number is toll-free, and it is pinned in the live chat. We'll be right back. Hey there, it's Brian Craig. You've heard me tell you about how Dr. Appleton has rid me of pain with his laser away pain treatment. Shoulder injuries, arthritis, knee pain, all gone, and more. But don't just take my word for it. Monica called me live on the radio to tell me how Dr. Appleton rid her of pain.
Brian, my name is Monica. I'm from Boca. I'm calling because several weeks ago I had a lot of pain on my knees, and I went to see Dr. Appleton. He relieved me from my knee pains. I can walk. And this week, I went to see him. I had excruciating pain on my hand, and I had a treatment. And I just want to say out there to everyone, it works. It really works. I am pain-free from my hand. He's amazing. Friendly staff. He's wonderful. And I highly recommend him. And I thank you so much for the recommendation. I'm very grateful.
Call Dr. Appleton right now and say bye-bye to your pain, too. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Online, AppletonCairo.com. On the line, we have Bruce. Bruce is a client of Jupiter Joe Thomas. He heard me talking with Joe Thomas about annuities and what a great deal they are, and he went in with his wife, and now he's a client. Hey, Bruce, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Brian.
So tell me about your experience with Jupiter Joe Thomas.
A fine gentleman. We sat down with Joe, and we explained everything to him, and we brought all our information, and he worked everything out great.
The cool thing about annuities is your money's never at risk. You're guaranteed a revenue stream for the rest of your life, but there's a bonus, really a signing bonus, where you can make a boatload of money before you even leave Joe Thomas's office. Can you talk a little bit about that, Bruce?
Well, that's where I was surprised when we sat down. We talked about the bonuses, and to my amazement, it was 10%, and there was even another one that's bigger.
Wow, that's amazing. So you made 10% on your money before you even got back in your car.
Yeah, it was more than that, but it was great.
Listen, guys, do what Bruce did. Give Jupiter Joe Thomas a call. You can set up a free consultation either on the phone or in the office, and Joe Thomas will put together a custom proposal just for you. His number is 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999, and online at jupiterjoe.com. All right, Bruce, thanks so much.
All right, thank you, Brian.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. It is the Monday before Thanksgiving. This is where MAGA comes to talk. You know, liberals are losing their minds, and look at this girl. She's talking about why people are not having sex, right? Listen to this.
I'm not really sure if anybody has said it out loud yet, so I just wanted to make it really clear.
The reason why no one is having sex right now is because there are so many men who are so conservative. Because what are you talking about? You're looking for a relationship. You're looking to date a woman, and you voted for someone who wants to take away her right to health care, who like sexually assaulted women, who doesn't believe that like protection of women is important. And you want to date a girl? I can't date you. You hate women. I can't date you. And it's not that I wouldn't want to. You seem really cool. Your interests seem really cool. I like that your muscles are huge. I love that. But you hate women? I can't let that slide. I'm not really...
Nobody wants to date her, okay? Is there anyone that would want to date her? Oh, my goodness. Talking about she's making excuses for why she can't get a boyfriend or a date. And believe me, it's not because she's... You know how bad you have to be as a woman to not be able to get a guy? Women are pretty much 100% in the power position when it comes to that kind of thing, right? But, you know, over the weekend... Elon Musk did an absolutely amazing thing. He flipped a switch on X, and you got to see where everybody was at on X, or where they were when they formed their account, and what country they're based out of. And look what we found. We found that X is filled with a bunch of fake MAGA people who claim to be Trump supporters who have turned against him because he's not America first, or this or that. And then we find out these accounts are in Canada, Asia, Africa, all over the world. This was an absolutely amazing thing that Elon Musk did for President Trump over the weekend. You know, he was at the state dinner the other night with the Saudi royal prince, and he's back. I mean, the band's back together. Elon Musk is did a big solid for President Trump with that, no doubt about it. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Eric from Missouri. I think we just spoke.
Eric, slow down. It's one call per show, and I was done talking to you.
Well,
but you're hold on. So you're new, so I'll let you slide this one time, but it's one call per show in the future.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know that I think we got off on the wrong foot, because I wanted to let you know I as well hate liberals. I am a Republican, and I think that you epitomize the problem with the right. Who can identify with a man who can't even answer a question on his own show?
I answered about 5 questions.
No, you didn't. You answered maybe 2.
You asked a bunch of questions, but you didn't share your thoughts. Why are you you say you're MAGA? Why do you support Trump?
I did.
Why do you support Trump? Why do you support Trump?
I support Trump because I think he's probably the best president we've seen since I've been on.
Give your favorite thing that he's done.
But favorite thing I've done, foreign policy on what we've been doing. He's been going to meet with all these other foreign leaders.
A little vague there. A little vague. You don't have anything real specific that he's done that you support?
Like rules of engagement with the war during 8 years.
There's no war. He hasn't. We're not in war. No, he didn't change rules of engagement. There's no war. See,
when he was in office, we still were in war though. It was Biden who pulled us out. But
all right. Yeah. You're as MAGA as Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's doing anything correct nowadays.
Didn't I tell you? Yeah, fake MAGA. Yeah, I knew you were fake MAGA. Didn't I tell you? Now you've come out of the closet as fake MAGA.
What does it mean to be MAGA? MAGA means make America great again.
MAGA means to support. If you're MAGA, that means you support President Trump. Correct.
Okay.
Which you don't do.
But shouldn't it mean make America great?
Well, he's the one who's doing that.
I know, but is he though? Because he's not releasing the Epstein files. He
just signed. He just signed a bill into law, making it federal law to release all of the Epstein files. He did that last week.
Well, that's good. Why didn't he do that for the past 3 months?
Because they didn't send him the law. They sent him the law Wednesday, and he signed it on Thursday.
Well, he said that they're nothing. It's a nothing burger.
He signed it. They didn't send him the bill until last week, and as soon as they did, he signed it.
Well, okay. Then we should be seeing him here soon then.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, all right. Then if that's the case, then that's the case. I just don't think...
Why don't you just admit what you want? It's okay if you're a liberal Democrat. You don't have to go around pretending to be Matt. You told me you don't support any. You told me you don't support anything. Well, you're a lunatic. You said you don't support anything Trump's doing in his second term. What is he doing that you object to?
Yeah, because he put an end to DEI, and then they asked him if he thinks that these colleges should put a lien on all these Chinese students that are now coming over here.
A lien?
Or a hold, whatever you want to call it, on the amount of these Chinese students that are going to these Ivy League colleges. And he said no. He thinks it's a great thing. And to me, I think that goes exactly against what he ran.
No, it didn't. No, if you have a student visa and you're in school, you are legally in the country. He never argued against legal immigrants or legal residents. He argued against illegal. And if you have a student visa, no matter what country you're from, you're in the country legally, not illegally.
Well, that's fair. But then these colleges are making it their executive decision to stop the amount of the Chinese that are coming.
I don't know what. Don't worry. No one's taking a seat in college away from you.
Well, okay, so now you want to attack, right?
No, you just aren't that smart. You're just not that smart.
Okay, that's what you're getting flamed in your chat. Everyone's calling you lame duck.
That's fine. I've been called worse. Smart. So what?
You could make the show more entertaining. What's up with the green screen? Are you going to put anything behind you?
If you're watching, excuse me, I'll answer your question. If you're watching me with the green wall behind me, if you go to my main live stream, which is linked in the description, you get all the green screen effects. In the description, there's a direct link.
That's good.
You see what I mean? You're not college material.
I just don't care. But
you couldn't get in. You don't have the intelligence to get in.
I'm trying to get to know more about you, but you're kind of showing me. So
if you watch the program, you'll learn all about me. I'm here every day.
All right. Well, all I was trying to ask you is, first off, what you think about the Islamification of the United States and what's going on in Dearborn, Michigan.
And I answered.
Their first free accord.
And I answered all of them. I don't believe the country is being Islamified. We've got some pockets of problems, like in New York and such, but President Trump's taking care of it.
All right, well, I hope he does. And then what do you think about us sending money, part of our politicians being exposed to be controlled by Israel?
Who's controlled by Israel? Who's controlled by Israel?
Well, the fact that half of these politicians are probably on that.
No, excuse me. Who is controlled by Israel?
That's the thing is
you don't know.
We don't know it.
Well, you don't know. Then if you don't know, why just make that accusation?
I mean, politicians in our
tell me a politician that's controlled by Israel.
Everyone lobbying for them and trying to shut down those who say, hey, why are we sending so much money to Israel?
Listen,
look at what Ben Shapiro.
The reason people shut you down the reason you get shut down by people is because you're not a very smart person and you're not a very nice person. And you're very dishonest. You're very dishonest.
I'm asking a question. You don't even answer me. And what you said.
I am not here. I have answered about a dozen of your questions.
You're not answering.
But I'm not here to do a one-on-one interview with some loser calling me from where? Where are you from? Loserville?
Missouri.
Loserville, Missouri. Okay.
Loserville, Missouri. I own a home and I'm 28. I have a family.
Oh well, you're my hero. Wow, you're the only one that's ever done something like that. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? There you go. All right. If you're on hold, stand by. We got a few minutes till we start. I wanted to play this. I'm not sure I can play this on the radio. Speaking of fake MAGA, here's a fake MAGA guy, liberal guy, trying to pass himself off as MAGA. Watch this.
Are you a fellow MAGA presenting leftist or liberal?
See, this is a new thing, MAGA presenting, right? This is fake MAGA.
Are you a fellow MAGA presenting leftist or liberal? If so, get one of these shirts. These are great. Great fit. Here's why I qualify. Harley, camo hat, bald head, facial hair, tattoos. I got muscles, but the difference is I have intelligence, and there's also this. Semper Fi, Gunny out.
Oh my goodness. You know, what is it with these Trump hating guys that they're trying to pass themselves off as MAGA all the time? What is that all about? Let's see here. I'm waiting to hear from Mike at the radio station. All right, I'll take a call or two. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
You do realize that Epstein.
You know, I'm gonna tell you. I put you back on. Okay, I put you back on because I knew who you were. But if you call me again, you and I will never speak. Okay, again. You know, I give a privilege that so few people have. Right? I'm waiting for Mike to tell us when we're going to be on. And that is to call me and be on the program. But if you notice, liberals, they can't go by even the simplest rules of our society, can they? We'll be right back.
Are you looking for a gift that lasts a lifetime? One that's personal, powerful, and proudly American-made. At Back 40 Metalworks on Etsy, that's Works, W-O-R-X. They turn ideas into steel. Since 2010, Back 40 Metalworks has been crafting over 200 unique metal art designs, from wildlife and rustic decor to modern wall pieces and custom creations. With more than 30 years of experience working with metal, they know how to shape your vision into something extraordinary. Need a personalized welcome sign for your home? A company logo? A one-of-a-kind Christmas gift? Something for mom or dad on their day? Or any other day of the year? Every piece at Back 40 Metalworks is built to last, indoors or out, and every design tells a story, your story, in steel. Visit the shop online right now. Back40metalworks.etsy.com. That's W-O-R-X. And view the inventory. You will be impressed. Back40metalworks.etsy.com. They turn ideas into steel. This is Brian Craig. I've been telling you about the great deals and incredible customer service at Friendly Tire on both new tires and used tires. One of our listeners, Antonio, went to Friendly Tire and called to share with us his experience of buying used tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hey, yes, Brian. I want to give you a quick testimony about the tire place up in Margate, Friendly Tire. Friendly Tire is everything you said it would be, man. I went up there and got me some used tires. And when I went up there, man, he was very courteous. My whole family's going for now, man. Everything you said it was going to be, man. I appreciate you for that, man. And Mike's a great guy, man.
Well, what's your name?
Antonio.
All right, Antonio. Hey, I'm glad we could save you and your family lots of money on tires at Friendly Tire.
Oh, no doubt, man. Thanks so much, man.
Do what Antonio did. Stop into Friendly Tire and find incredible deals on both new and used tires. Give Friendly Mike a call right now. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. And Mike will give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445 for Friendly Tire in Margate.
This is George Colony. I'm in the real estate business in Fort Lauderdale, Florida with Kai's Real Estate. I've been in business for 6 decades. People often ask me, what's the right time to buy or sell real estate? To tell you the truth, it's always the right time. You just need to have the right advice from the right advisor. You could call me anytime because I answer my phone on the first ring. My number is 954-801-7320. That's my personal cell phone number. And I answer it on the first ring every time. Please give me a call. I'm happy to answer any question that you have. My cell phone number is 954-801-7320.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. The radio show's about to begin. Let me see here. We are going to be live on the radio in just over a minute, and I'm going to lead with the Mamdani story. I mean, President Trump did he just totally manipulated this lightweight. Does anyone know, by the way, why Mamdani wears so many rings? That's a lot of rings for a man. And the one on the index finger, is there any significance to these rings? If you're on hold, stand by. Irony. MAGA, baby forever. No doubt about it. Less than a minute, we'll be live. Oh, man. It's one of those days, isn't it? The Monday before Thanksgiving. I'll be live streaming all week. I don't know if I'm going to do the radio show live on Thursday or just on YouTube. I don't know. what I'm doing Thursday or Friday. I mean, I'll be here live on YouTube. I just don't know if I'm going to do the radio show live on those days. All right. Stand by. Welcome, everyone. It is Monday already. Can you believe it? November 24th, 2025, the Monday before Thanksgiving. My name is Brian Craig, and you are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. Boy, oh boy, a lot's happened over the weekend, huh? President Trump ran Marjorie Taylor Greene out of Congress. Before that, on Friday, he completely humiliated Zohran Mamdani in the Oval Office. We're going to cover all this and a whole bunch more and take your calls. If you're on hold, stand by. The number to call in is toll-free 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Let me play this clip. This is Mamdani looking like a child standing next to the president in the Oval Office. Notice the president didn't give Mamdani a chair. That was not an accident. Mamdani did not have a chair. Here's Zohran next to the president. And this was the moment that really did him in.
Your comment calling the president a fascist, and your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Mm-hmm. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say
okay.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
Okay, now did you see what President Trump did in this moment is such a beautiful thing. You know, the great Corey Lewandowski, he wrote a book about Trump's first campaign when Trump was in his first term, and it was called Let Trump Be Trump. Let Trump be Trump. And Trump always is so many steps ahead. This was one of the biggest power moves that we've seen the president do one-on-one with someone. Now, one thing he did that I talked about a little earlier was he has appointed Zohran as the leader of the Democrat Party. Okay, that's good. But notice how he now has Mamdani, and I'll play one clip of this coming up. He now has Mamdani out there apologizing and explaining himself as to why he didn't call Trump a fascist in person. So what President Trump has done is alienated Zohran from a huge chunk of his fanatical, lunatic, Trump derangement syndrome suffering supporters. You know, he didn't walk into Gracie Mansion here in New York only because he's got the Muslim vote. That helped, and Democrat vote. The Trump derangement syndrome sufferers helped him too, and they are fuming. These are not rational people who think clearly. Okay? President Trump, he also took charge over Mamdani. One, by not giving him a chair, making him stand next to him while the president sits. And when this fascist question was answered, as Mamdani's about to answer with who knows what, President Trump came in, told him what to say, and then he did what Trump told him to do. And also, President Trump touched him on his arm and took control of him that way, too. It was a major power move.
Your comment calling the president a fascist, and your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Mm-hmm. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes. Okay. Yeah. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
See, now he's Trump's puppet now. See, in the minds of his Trump derangement syndrome, he was about to answer. Trump told him not to, told him what to say, and like a puppet, he did exactly what Trump told him to do. Isn't that something? Plus, he looked like a complete weakling. So he's done just tremendous amounts of long-term damage that will follow him forever and ever. And then he goes on Meet the Press, and this is going to be a common thing. This is what Mamdani is going to spend a lot of his time doing, explaining himself with not dressing down President Trump at the White House on Friday. This is him on Meet the Press with Kristen Welker.
In that press conference with President Trump, a reporter asked you whether you believe that President Trump is in fact a fascist, a word that you've used in the past. You were about to answer, then President Trump sort of jumped in and he said, quote, "That's okay, you can just say yes. It's easier than explaining it." So, Mr. Mayor-Elect, just to be very clear, do you think that President Trump is a fascist?
And after President Trump said that, I said yes. And
so you do.
And that's something that I've said in the past. I say it
But
today.
not there.
And I think what I appreciated about the conversation.
See, notice what's happened. Now he's been on the offense. Now for the first time, he's being held accountable. He's been on the offense. Now he's defensive. He didn't say that at all.
Is in fact a fascist, a word that you've used in the past. You were about to answer, then President Trump sort of jumped in and he said, quote, "That's okay, you can just say yes. It's easier than explaining it." So, Mr. Mayor-Elect, just to be very clear, do you think that President Trump is a fascist?
And after President Trump said that, I said yes. And
so you do.
And that's something that I've said in the past. I say it today. And I think what I appreciated about the conversation that I had with the president was that we were not shy about the places of disagreement about the politics that has brought us to this moment. And we also wanted to focus on what it could look like to deliver on a shared analysis of an affordability crisis for New Yorkers.
You've also said in the past that President Trump has engaged in a, quote, attack on our democracy. You've called him a despot. Do you still believe President Trump is a threat to the democracy?
Everything that I've said in the past, I continue to believe. And that's the thing that I think is important in our politics, is that we don't shy away from where we have disagreements, but we understand what it is that brings us to that table. Because I'm not coming into the Oval Office to make a point or make a stand. I'm coming in there to deliver for New Yorkers. And a few weeks ago, I was asked by a reporter 3 words to describe myself. I said, New York City. And that's what animated that conversation. How do we deliver for the people of New York City?
Wow. I mean, that is amazing. He just cleaned Mamdani's clock on Friday. He didn't know what hit him, Mamdani. And now he's got a lot of explaining to do to all of his people. He didn't call Trump out on anything. And they thought there was going to be some type of verbal duel or debate take place. And he just got owned. This is a beautiful thing. He's killing them with kindness. And then the next day, he got Marjorie Taylor Greene to resign from the Congress. We're going to get into details on that as well. Your thoughts are certainly welcome on any of these things that I've mentioned so far. The number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, my name is Brady, calling from Missouri.
Brady, what's on your mind, Brady?
Yeah, so I was scrolling through YouTube, man. I stumbled upon you, and I heard that other guy from Missouri talking earlier. And I guess my thing is just like, I'm not really too political, so I don't know if he's like a Democrat or what, but it feels like they don't actually have any substance to their points, you know?
Who doesn't?
For instance, when you told them
who doesn't have substance?
about how. I'm not that involved, but
Okay, hold
I
on
guess-
1 second here. I'm answering. My phones are ringing off the hook. All right, go ahead. You're not too politically involved, but...
Yeah, I try to stay out of it. But my thing though, just for instance, like whenever you had told him like, oh, you know, that's a legal immigrant, not illegal.
Yes.
You know, you'd think he'd like, you know, enjoy learning or be like or something, but it just jumps straight to another. Well, what about this? You know?
Yes.
But it just seems like, you know, it's more just like a what sounds good or what sounds like good on its own. There's no substance or like any reasoning behind kind of what they say. And it just reminds me of like what the kids are calling brain rot now.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you're talking about liberals, they all lack substance. Liberalism, Democrat positions don't hold up to any logic.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that. And it's real concerning. You know, like I got out of politics and just world stuff because, you know, this old man said to me one time, he's like, worry about what you can control and not what you can't.
Mm-hmm.
So like stuff within your own life
Yeah.
So the stuff I was seeing was real concerning, but I guess I didn't know how to do anything about it. So I've stayed out of stuff, but yeah, it's kind of been my issue, and you know, I hear things here and there.
Hold on 1 second. I got to answer. My phones are ringing off the hook here. Well, you shouldn't stay out of it. You should vote. That's how you participate. You do have control, right? Your vote is meaningful.
So I personally, I feel like, the voting stuff is rigged. Like, I like with the whole, Trump saying election
No,
thing.
it's not.
I
He
was
just,
working at a-
it's not. He just won. By the way, thanks for the call. I got a break. He just won re-election, right? A year ago, and won every battleground state and the popular vote. All right. Callers on hold. You stand by. My name's Brian. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We'll be right back. All right. Let's see. Where are we? Okay. I'll take a call or two during the break. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike. What's up?
You know what they say at times? They say there are just certain things that you just can't unsee.
Mm-hmm.
What happened with Mamdani in the White House, nobody's going to be able to unsee that.
That's correct.
And that's the case. He was in the Oval Office. Trump was sitting, not standing, and Trump touched him on the shoulder, thus making him his
boy,
puppet.
yes, his puppet.
You can't
That's correct.
unsee that.
That's correct. Yeah, he did a great job.
You can't unsee that.
Yeah, I know. It was great, wasn't
You
it?
can't unsee that. And no matter what he says after it, it's going to be all colored through the framing of what happened in the Oval Office when he met with Trump.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, I know. It was great. It was great. All right, Mike. Appreciate the call. All right.
Yep.
Take care. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, I'm Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob. What's on your mind?
Not much. Just kind of bored walking around New York, scrolling through YouTube.
Okay. Well, you got me.
How's life?
It's better than yours because I'm not bored. I'm having a good time.
No, that's fair. I got 3 hours to kill. Nothing
Yeah.
to really do.
You're in New York and you're bored. Don't you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't you have a girlfriend?
No, not yet.
Why not?
Side quest,
What?
Side quest,
I don't know. No, I don't know what that means. Oh, college? You're in college?
Yep.
What are you studying?
Chemical engineering.
Really?
Yep.
Really? Wow. Tell me what number 18 is on the periodic table. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, boy. Can't they tell the truth about anything? Right? Oh, what? Huh? What is it with liberals that they, these, I call them, these are cosplay callers, right? These callers, you guys, you watch me all the time, you hear this. These callers have all these, like, identities. They're this fantasy life that he's a college student studying chemical engineering, right? That's his fantasy. Who would fantasize about being a college student studying chemical engineering? I don't know. But you hear these callers all the time, and they call. I don't know why they feel a need to come up with all these fake backgrounds and fake identities and everything. It's bizarre, isn't it? If you're on hold, stand by. My name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. If you'd like to call in, the number's toll free, and it's pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. If you're on hold, stand by. It's time to check in with George Colony, our real estate guy. This may be one of the hottest times in South Florida real estate history.
Yeah, it stands to reason that this is what's going to happen. And last weekend, I got to tell you, Brian, I think on Saturday I had 27 calls from Philadelphia, Boston, New York, Chicago.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. But you know what filtered in there, Brian? Were calls from the Brian Craig show.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you a story about a guy that I met real quick. His name is Sal. And he called me up and he said, George, I'm 76 years old and I've got a house and I've got a condo and the condo has gone down in value and I need help. And I found that the best two words in the English language are help me. So when somebody says to me, help me, I'm on my way. So I went and met Sal with my daughter, Lauren. We went up to this place called Dandy Donuts up on Atlantic Avenue, and we sat outside. Well, first of all, everybody knew this guy. And he began to tell me the story about Vietnam and when he was wounded in Vietnam, and he got the Purple Heart and how he lives off this pension that he has.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a really interesting person, and without you, I'd have never met a person like this. And he started introducing me to people that were walking by, and I said, isn't that the way life is? That you introduce me to somebody, they introduce me, I introduce them, and that's how the world goes around. He's done well in his life, but we listed his home and his condo, and we're going to put him into something that's a little bit more affordable for him as he retires. The other guy that called me, I don't know where this came from, but he called me from your show, and he says, listen, I started a company about a year ago, and I'm beginning to realize that I know how to install my product, I know how to sell my product, but I don't know much about marketing, I don't know much about accounting, and I need some help. And I see that you've started all these companies in your life, and they've all turned out to be successful, and you're still starting companies. I said, yeah. So I went to meet him, too.
Wow.
And once I listened to his story, these stories from people are so interesting. Your listeners are sitting out there with all this experience and all of these things that they've done in their life, and when you listen to them, you just shake your head and you say, wow, what a wonderful country this is. It's unbelievable. These people are all out there. And all they want to do is see our country be great. They want to be happy.
Now, you say you're getting a lot of calls from people out of town, so you can actually help people from other states find a home down here.
That's exactly right. And the whole thing is, for me, it's 15 minutes of my time and 15 minutes of theirs. So anybody that calls me, we sit and talk. I try to listen to what their situation is. And my job is to recognize a problem and solve the problem. So people coming in from up in New York now especially, what they're going to find in the next 3 or 4 months is there won't be anything available to buy. It's going to turn on a dime. If people out there are looking for an answer in real estate, please have them call me, Brian, because I tell you what, I can help them. I promise you.
You know, I met George Colony here through Tom Laporta from Laporta Roofing, who you guys know. He's been with us for many years. No one has the experience with South Florida real estate, both buying and selling, that you have. And you've literally been involved in multi-billions of dollars in transactions, both buying and selling in real estate. Give George Colony a call. This number rings directly to George Colony's cell phone. So you can call or text 954-801-7320. That's 954-801-7320. All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. You know, this is and it's a strange week, right? Because it's Monday, the Monday before Thanksgiving. It's a holiday week, and this is a very bad time for a lot of people in this country, liberals that are alone. So I expect to hear from a bunch of lonely people this week, and that's just the way of it. But I'll tell you what, you know, before Trump came down the escalator, most people in media, they took entire weeks and months off around this time. Certainly the whole Thanksgiving week, because news was slow. But with President Trump in the White House again, the news is never slow, right? The humiliation of Mamdani, running Marjorie Taylor Greene out of Congress, which I'm going to get into in more detail as the show goes on. It's just a hot, hot time. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, so it's Brady from Missouri again?
No, it's one call per day, Brady.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, you know now. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's me again. It's Jacob.
No, Jacob. It's one call per day. And that's going to be it. Didn't I tell you? I wanted to get this out of the way before the show gets going. This is going to be a week of very sad and lonely people, I'm here to tell you. And, you know, that's okay. We're here to make you feel less lonely. The rest of you on hold, stand by. I want to talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene. This was an absolute amazing thing that happened with Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? You know, President Trump, well, I guess it was a week ago Friday or was it the Saturday before? It was either Friday or Saturday last weekend, not this weekend that we just had, but the one before. And he rebranded Marjorie Taylor Greene, Marjorie Traitor Greene. And a week later, she resigned from Congress. Let me tell you, this is a direct result of President Trump. President Trump ran her out of Congress. Ran her out of Congress. There's no getting around it. Completely ran her out of Congress. I've never seen something happen this way so quickly. Now, she's resigning effective in January, 2 days after she qualifies for her pension from Congress. So the $25 million she's made in the last 4 years or so isn't enough. She wants the pension. Okay, she's going to get it. But he ran her out. And don't let anyone tell you that Trump is a lame duck, that he's weak, that MAGA is divided. He ran her out of Congress. If MAGA was divided, she'd still be in Congress. I promise you, this is not what she thought would happen, and this is not what she wanted to happen. Okay? Now, she may be the media's darling for a little while, but that's going to fade. There have been people more prominent and more well-known than her that have left Congress, and you've never heard from them again. You know, she's a quitter. She's quitting in the middle of her term. And it's being widely reported that the poll showed that she was going to lose the primary. And she didn't want to go out a loser, but I think it was more than that. That is true, that the poll showed that she was going to lose her primary. Make no mistake about it. Marjorie Taylor Greene had no hope. She was going to be primaried out, which is humiliating. But what we don't know and has not been reported is something I suspect. I believe President Trump got all of her funding cut for her pathetic campaign, and she couldn't even mount a campaign because she'd been totally cut off and isolated. And I think President Trump really made the decision to do this a few weeks back when she did that press conference with the Epstein victims, and she had those people behind her that had all those disgusting signs about President Trump. I think that's when he first made his decision. But make no mistake about it, he ran her out of Congress. And people don't like quitters. I've seen people that have resigned from Congress. I'll give you an example. There's one guy that I like, great Republican, Mark Foley. He was a congressman here in South Florida. He may even be listening today. He's still in South Florida. He's a good guy. And Pelosi did some things, and I wish he would have stuck with it and wrote it out, but he resigned. He used to be on all the talk shows. I used to always hear about Mark Foley said this, Mark Foley said that. And most people in this audience now, you don't even know who he is, right? Remember Eric Cantor? Obama ran him out of office. Eric Cantor, who was a Republican, he was he was one of the Republican leaders. If I remember, I might be wrong about this, but I think he was the House Whip. And he embarrassed Obama live on television during this Obamacare thing. I'm not going to go through that whole story, but he embarrassed Obama on television. And then next thing you know, he got primaried out. He lost his primary. When people resign early or lose their primary, they're out. They're out. Newt Gingrich, he's still around, but he didn't run for re-election. You don't hear from him anymore. Remember Livingston? There's a whole list of people. When people lose their election in Congress, when they lose their primary, or people resign early, they fade away and are forgotten. Now, there may be some exception to that rule here and there, but it's just not the case. Even Sarah Palin. President Trump never really had Sarah Palin in his orbit. And it wasn't just because during the first campaign, she put on that funny shirt at that rally and looked like a lunatic at that one rally. It's because she quit. She resigned. She was the governor of our largest state, Alaska, and she resigned before her term was over. And Trump and people in general in America do not like quitters. So she's a quitter, Marjorie Taylor Greene. And not only that, she quit in very scummy ways, right? We know she made the $25 million. Even though she claims that she doesn't want taxpayer money spent on things, she made $25 million. It was reported last week on an insider congressional stock deal with a company that does business with ICE. And she's on the committee that oversees that. So she made her money off of the taxpayers' money right there. Plus, she didn't resign immediately. She resigned starting January, 2 or 3 days after her pension kicks in. So she set up a way to get taxpayer money and whatever benefits retired Congress people get for the rest of her life, while she's on this high horse that, oh, taxpayer money is sacred and all this stuff. Meanwhile, she's getting taxpayer money for life, and she made these millions off the taxpayer. And she also alienated her fan club, which, of course, is the MAGA group, right? So the media may celebrate her, and they may put her on some talk shows, and they may get a book deal and all of that, but she's done. And believe me, this is not what Marjorie Taylor Greene wanted, because I remember Mark Foley. We had Mark Foley on the show, Congressman Mark Foley. I always liked Mark Foley. He was so good. He did the best Bill Clinton imitation I ever heard. But we had him on the show after he resigned once. I can't remember the particular issue, but we had him as a guest on the program. And he says, when you're a member of the House of Representatives, when you walk into a room, everybody stands up. Well, that's what Marjorie Taylor Greene's been having happen to her for the last 4 or 5 years. Those days are over. No one's going to stand up anymore. No more Turning Point USA events. No more Trump rallies. No more rides on Air Force One. No more visits to Mar-a-Lago. She's out. She's completely out of the loop now. And she's been a member of royalty, of a royal family in her mind. And she's been excommunicated from the whole MAGA movement. This is not what she wanted to happen. And she's going out like a loser and a quitter and a profiteer. And everybody knows it. And make no mistake about it, Trump ran her out of Congress. He got her to resign. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. My name is Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. If you're on hold, don't go anywhere. Our number is toll-free, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this.
Hey, Brian Craig here. You hear me talk with attorney Barry Siegel every day about how we can help you and your family. Now here's one of our listeners, Frances, sharing her experience of how attorney Barry Siegel made a difference in her life and took a weight off her shoulders.
I was really looking for something to help me secure my holdings, which is actually not a whole bunch of bank account savings and a house and a car for my 2 daughters. I was worried that if I had just a regular will, things would get tied up in probate, and that would take 2 years. So I heard on the radio about Barry Siegel, the attorney. I gave them a call, and immediately they were so kind. They were so nice. They assured me that they could help. I went over there, and they sat with me, and we went over everything. And I ended up with this wonderful trust for my 2 daughters. So if something does happen to me, things just turn over to them, and it'll make it so much easier for them. And it took a great load off of my mind as to how I would take care of my 2 daughters. I was very pleased with the attorney, Barry Siegel. Finding him helped me assure that my 2 daughters will be well taken care of in the event that I won't be here.
Give attorney Barry Siegel a call right now. Toll free, 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. And online, SiegelLawGroup.com. This is Brian Craig. I've been telling you about the great deals and incredible customer service at Friendly Tire on both new tires and used tires. One of our listeners, Antonio, went to Friendly Tire and called to share with us his experience of buying used tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hey, yes, Brian. I want to give you a quick testimony about the tire place up in Margate, Friendly Tire. Friendly Tire is everything you said it would be, man. I went up there and got me some used tires. And when I went up there, man, he was very courteous. My whole family's going for that, man. Everything you said it was going to be, man. I appreciate you for that, man. And Mike's a great guy, man.
Well, what's your name?
Antonio.
All right, Antonio. Hey, I'm glad we could save you and your family lots of money on tires at Friendly Tire.
Oh, no doubt, man. Thanks so much, man.
Do what Antonio did. Stop into Friendly Tire and find incredible deals on both new and used tires. Give Friendly Mike a call right now. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. And Mike will give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445 for Friendly Tire in Margate. Hey, Brian Craig here. You hear me talk with attorney Barry Siegel every day about how we can help you and your family. Now here's one of our listeners, Frances, sharing her experience of how attorney Barry Siegel made a difference in her life and took a weight off her shoulders.
I was really looking for something to help me secure my holdings, which is actually not a whole bunch of bank account savings and a house and a car for my two daughters. I was worried that if I had just a regular will, things would get tied up in probate, and that would take 2 years. So I heard on the radio about Barry Siegel, the attorney. I gave them a call, and immediately they were so kind. They were so nice. They assured me that they could help. I went over there, and they sat with me, and we went over everything. And I ended up with this wonderful trust for my two daughters. So if something does happen to me, things just turn over to them, and it'll make it so much easier for them. And it took a great load off of my mind as to how I would take care of my two daughters. I was very pleased with the attorney, Barry Siegel. Finding him helped me assure that my two daughters will be well taken care of in the event that I won't be here.
Give attorney Barry Siegel a call right now. Toll free 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. And online, SiegelLawGroup.com.
All right, stand by, guys. We'll be back in about 40 seconds. Let's see. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk, Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Celebrating 49 years on the radio. Our number is 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Bruce from Georgia.
Hey, Bruce. What's on your mind?
Hey, how's it going? I voted for Trump in 2016, 2020, and 2024.
Yep.
I've always liked the fact that he stood up for what the foundation of a strong nation should be. You know, which is not to follow the delusions or the invisible fairy tales that, you know, a lot of times liberals and everyone on the left will use to, you know, power up their rhetoric.
Yeah.
Right. In 2016, we were looking down the barrel with Hillary Clinton, which a lot of people that I've talked to will say that she might have been worse than Biden. I still believe Biden was the worst president that we ever had. The thing that I will never forgive, you know, just in my heart personally, is the COVID time. So right now, everyone pretty much either forgot or they just stowed it away. Those days of, you know, what the left was doing was they were saying, snitch on your neighbors. Call on your neighbors if they are eating together in the same room, if they're inviting family members. And we saw the hypocrisy of the left. We saw what Gavin Newsom was doing.
Yep.
Gavin Newsom was throwing all these elaborate, gigantic, you know, $1 million parties, no masks. Meanwhile, you know, citizens were fighting amongst each other. They were really dividing Americans. There was good Americans that caved into the fear of the left.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that the left does very well. You know, one thing to beat your enemy, you have to acknowledge what they're good at.
Well, you say, you say they're good at that. They've been losing all over the place. They're not winning.
Not defending them.
No. You say you hold on a second. You say they do this well. If they did it well, we would not be winning everything.
No, I understand that, but I was trying to finish, though. What I'm trying to say is that they do it well because if they didn't do it well, they wouldn't have any supporters, right? We still have a giant amount of supporters out there that will still say that Biden was the best president.
So,
he was an
slow down for a second. Right? You're always going. Listen, hold on. Biden. If your standard is there's still going to be Democrats and liberals out there, that's an impossible standard. Okay, there's always going to be people of a different viewpoint out there. Unless everybody is, unless everyone is MAGA, unless everyone's Republican and the Democrats have no followers, we haven't accomplished our mission. That's just an insane standard.
I understand what you're saying, but you're getting stuck on the pebble, and I'm trying to show you the big picture.
Oh,
what I'm
okay.
trying to say is that the left controls a huge portion of the media out there, right? They are getting more voters each year on the younger generation. You have to look at the younger generation.
No, that's what. Listen, no. President Trump performed better with the youth vote than any president since Eisenhower, right? Who won the Second World War. That's not true. The media that young people watch is the new media, not these old fossils on television. No,
I know, bro,
they've lost the youth vote.
Get in with you, but you're not letting me finish. What I'm saying is
it's called a conversation, man. It's called a conversation.
I'm trying, brother. I'm trying to. I literally jumped in, and you already stopped me on the first thing. Like, I'm not even trying to, argue with you over here. What I'm trying to say is that what liberals do is that they're kind of similar to locusts, right? What locusts do is they enter a field, they destroy the crops, they take what they can, they destroy everything, and then they leave.
Yeah.
So we've seen that with California and Texas. We've seen that with Florida, but Florida has done a very good job at fighting.
Well, listen, I understand you're a man of a few thousand words, but what's the point you're trying to make?
You didn't present the topic, brother. This is just a call. If you ask me a question, I'll
no. If you're listening to the program, excuse me. No, excuse me. If you're listening to the program, I'm bringing up lots of topics out of the news. This is not just some lonely phone line for lonely people to call in.
I'll talk about the topic that you talked about, which is with Mamdani.
Yeah.
I know you said it was a knockout, but he knocked out Hillary, right? Can we agree on that? He knocked out Hillary?
Sure.
Okay, he knocked out Pamela, right?
Yes.
You agree on that? Okay, he didn't knock out Mamdani.
What are you talking about? Mamdani, you're talking about. Oh my goodness. Okay, New York. Excuse me. New York City is a 99% Democrat city. So what? A Democrat won in a Democrat city. How do you get a Republican to win in New York City?
Brother, it goes down to the fact that we're on the same side, but you're starting an argument.
You just don't understand what's going on. No, explain to me.
I know, but you're not allowing me to even get my point across.
No, hold on a second. No. You said that he knocked out Hillary, knocked out Kamala. This is true. He didn't knock out Mamdani. So we had there was a knockout. It was a knockout at the Oval Office on Friday. He humiliated Mamdani in the Oval Office on Friday. That's what I was talking about, not the election.
Okay, so can we differ in opinion, or are we going to be like totalitarian over here? Are you going to be? Like
I'm going to be totalitarian over here because you're not contributing much. My goodness. See, this is not the Lonely Hearts Club where you call in and I just hand the show over. All right, get me to, okay, all right. It's called a conversation. The Democrats are losing everything nationally. So what? They won in Democrat blue areas around the country. Big freaking deal. What I was talking about with the knockout was at the meeting at the White House, which I will go over again later. Mamdani was humiliated by President Trump, majorly humiliated by President Trump on Friday at the White House. That's why he had to go on Meet the Press. And, well, yeah, I do think he's still a dictator. But he cowered down and showed what a weakling he is in person on Friday. And what Trump did, that was a manipulation, right? President Trump handled, you ever heard that? He handled Mamdani. And Mamdani played right into the president's hand because he's a lightweight who's never had a job or done anything in his life. Mommy and daddy have bought everything for him. And what Trump did at the Oval Office meeting, at that little press conference on Friday, was masterful. All right. If you're on hold, stand by. Our number is toll-free, 888-465-2631. If you're thinking of moving to Florida or you want to buy or sell real estate in Florida, you want to call our real estate guy, George Colony. You know, how many people do you hear say, oh, I can't buy a house. There's no way for me to buy a house. There is. Call George Colony. He'll help you. He's a good guy. He knows real estate like no one I've ever met before. Those of you that have condos are back. George Colony can help you sell your condo or buy a condo or buy a house, no matter what side of the transaction you're on. Give him a call. He'll answer all your questions. This number rings directly to George Colony's cell phone, 954-801-7320. 954-801-7320. You know, these New York buyers are coming to Florida in mass. There is a mass migration of Florida home buyers of every type of home there is. If you want to get top dollar for your home, start doing it while the rush is on. George Colony will help you. And if you're looking to move to Florida, he'll help you with that too. 954-801-7320. Call or text George Colony on his cell phone, 954-801-7320. We'll take our last break of the first hour and be right back. All right, we're clear. Yeah, okay. Let me explain the show to people that are new, okay? Yes, I am live streaming on YouTube, but I'm also on a whole bunch of radio stations, okay, here in Florida. I bring up topics. I'm talking about the top news stories of today, giving you my thoughts, giving you my analysis. When I go to the phones, it's not for me to turn the show over to you and say, okay, lonely man, you got the show for 5 minutes or whatever. You call in to comment on the topics that I've brought up, and we'll have a discussion, right? It's called a two-way discussion, all right? And I welcome that. By the way, you don't have to agree with me to call in. Whatever your background is, you are certainly welcome to call in. You can be MAGA, you can be a never Trumper, you can be a liberal, whatever you want to call yourself. You're welcome to call in. And all the calls are screenless and unvetted, as you can tell by the lack of quality of some of the calls, right? If the calls were screened, we wouldn't have, some of the low quality people that make it through. The number is toll free no matter where you're watching, and it's pinned in the live chat. If you're watching live, you can call me. The number is 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Well, let me see what time we're going to be back. Okay, we got a couple minutes, so I'm going to take a quick break. And when we get back, I got a lot more to cover. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. I'll get to the calls and much more after the break.
This is George Colony. I'm in the real estate business in Fort Lauderdale, Florida with Kai's Real Estate. I've been in business for 6 decades. People often ask me, what's the right time to buy or sell real estate? To tell you the truth, it's always the right time. You just need to have the right advice from the right advisor. You could call me anytime because I answer my phone on the first ring. My number is 954-801-7320. That's my personal cell phone number. And I answer it on the first ring every time. Please give me a call. I'm happy to answer any question that you have. My cell phone number is 954-801-7320.
Are you looking for a gift that lasts a lifetime? One that's personal, powerful, and proudly American made. At Back 40 Metalworks on Etsy, that's Works, W-O-R-X. They turn ideas into steel. Since 2010, Back 40 Metalworks has been crafting over 200 unique metal art designs, from wildlife and rustic decor to modern wall pieces and custom creations. With more than 30 years of experience working with metal, they know how to shape your vision into something extraordinary. Need a personalized welcome sign for your home? A company logo? A one-of-a-kind Christmas gift? Something for mom or dad on their day? Or any other day of the year? Every piece at Back 40 Metalworks is built to last, indoors or out, and every design tells a story, your story, in steel. Visit the shop online right now. Back40metalworks.etsy.com. That's W-O-R-X. And view the inventory. You will be impressed. Back40metalworks.etsy.com. They turn ideas into steel.
All right, we will be back in about a minute on the radio. If you're on hold, hang in there. Let's see, we're going to be back in exactly 1 minute. Okay, I've got some stuff to cover. We've only just scratched the surface. It's a busy news day. I got to tell you, it's a very busy news day. Okay. Okay, we got about 30-ish seconds and we'll be back. Marjorie Trader Green, yeah. Hero, really calling it, it's heroine. If you want to call her that, the female is heroine, not hero, but she's neither. She's a traitor. Mm-hmm. All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Called earlier. I know there's only a one-call rule.
Well, then don't call back. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Oh, hey, Doug.
You know, I was listening to your podcast yesterday. I turned in a little late, so I couldn't call in. Anyway, you mentioned that we all got to get out and vote for the midterms, and I sure think that everybody is hyped up, ready to go. Every time I go out wearing my MAGA hat or my 28 hat, I always get salutes and everything. Everybody seems to be ready.
Yeah.
But the Republicans seem to not be willing to help too much. You know, that they don't want to pass this $2,000 for everybody. And that's certainly
no, it's going to happen. President Trump said it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
I hope it happens, yeah, because
and they're all going to vote for it. And if you notice, President Trump said it's going to happen sometime next year. So we're going to be in an election year where 1/3 of the Senate is up. Every member of the House of Representatives is up for re-election. Believe me, they'll all be voting for the $2,000.
I certainly hope so. I mean, when you hear that they don't want to do it, and then you hear that...
That's why President Trump's doing it next year, because it'll be easier to get these holdouts to do it when they're facing re-election.
That's for sure. Yeah. One thing they want to do is be re-elected, most of them, anyway, except Marjorie Trader Green. And she certainly didn't help anything, but I don't know why the Republicans can't be like the Democrats. The Democrats always stick together no matter what. They never say anything bad about each other. Our side needs to wake up and start being the same way.
What President Trump's doing, with Marjorie Taylor Greene, he smoked her out. He got her to resign from Congress in the middle of her term. She's not going to be able to rally a press conference on the Capitol steps every week like she would have been doing all next year, telling people to vote for anybody other than Trump or Republicans. She's out of Congress. He ran her out of Congress, and she's going to fade away from public view faster than you realize.
Man, oh man, she certainly fooled me, man. I thought she was great, and now I find out she's not. And these politicians are slick. They can make you think that they're for us, and then they turn around and stab you in the back. Man, oh man, I don't know why anybody wants to be in Congress, because it must be a miserable place to be.
Yeah. All right, Doug. I appreciate the call. Yeah. Now, this will seem unrelated to what I would normally do, but it's not. This is a guy who's talking about one of my favorite restaurants is Chipotle. Any of you eat at Chipotle? He's talking about the prices. Listen.
Has Chipotle lost its mind? My son and I just got done at the gym with a workout. We went into Chipotle. We got 2 bowls and 2 drinks. And granted, we did get double meat, but we didn't get chips. We didn't get guac. $52.64 for 2 bowls and 2 drinks at Chipotle. This used to be like $11 for a burrito bowl. I know I saw a story the other day about them on the news where the CEO was saying that their stock was down 15% because Gen Z wasn't eating out anymore. It's not because Gen Z's not eating out anymore. It's because you guys have lost your damn minds.
Yeah.
Where you guys are charging people over $25 to get a burrito bowl of cheap Mexican food and a regular drink, not even a biggie drink. It's like a medium. Like, how in the world Do you expect people to keep coming in when you've jacked your prices over 3 times what they've been just since the start of COVID? This is 100% your fault that your stock is down 15%, because you guys have raised your prices way past the point where regular people are willing to pay them. Until your prices come down, your business is going to keep sinking. I don't know what they're thinking, but am I crazy here that $52 for 2 bowls and 2 drinks is nuts?
Yeah. Okay. Now, I saw this thing about, any of you guys eat at Chipotle? I mean, I have been eating at Chipotle since the first one that opened up near my house years ago. And I used to eat there 3, 4, 5 times a week, my wife and I. We had lunch there almost every day. And now we eat there maybe twice a month, right? And it's because of the prices. I mean, I couldn't believe the prices. I go there in person. This is not a DoorDash order or an Uber Eats, in person. And like this guy, we'll get the double meat and a drink and a bag of chips and 2 bowls, and we'll come out of there and it'll be $47. And I'm like, what? $47? I mean, that's a lot. And I remember when Chipotle first opened, you could get a burrito bowl with steak for $5.85. And I saw a story about Chipotle about a week ago because their business is down. Yeah, it absolutely is down. And the average Chipotle customer now earns 6 figures a year. Isn't that something? Earns 6 figures a year. And I'm a big fan. I like their food a lot, but it's too much money. It's not worth it. And that's a takeout? Are you kidding me? I mean, it's not like we're getting sushi or anything. So anyway, the reason I share this is, liberals. Did any of you see Scott Bassett on Meet the Press? He was on there with Kristen Welker. Same episode as Mamdani. They weren't on together though. And she went through this list of things that are expensive or have gone up. And Scott Bassett, he had a great answer. He said, how much does your arm weigh? And she didn't know. And he says, but you know what your whole body weighs. He says, the economy is a bunch of different parts put together. And you're picking out, what's your arm weigh and say, well, that's how, It's when I look at the prices at Chipotle, it has 0 to do with Trump. It has everything to do with bad business and greed, right? They've jacked up their prices, and maybe they think they can do better at these higher prices. I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not going there from 3 to 5 times a week. I'm going maybe twice a month now, right? Because of their prices. The prices, the president cannot make people lower their prices. The prices are whatever the person is selling them for. And people are going to sometimes sell them for as much as they can get and have less business or lower their prices. But overall, the president cannot do anything to make restaurants or grocery stores lower their prices. There's nothing he can do. But, when he was in that Oval Office meeting with Mamdani, who has a very limited vocabulary, how many times did he said we talked about affordability? He talked about electricity prices in New York City. Mamdani mentioned it. And President Trump jumped in and he said, he says, we got the gas prices down low, which he does. And he says, we're going to call them. He says, we're sending them cheap oil, but they're not lowering their electricity price. He says, we're going to check into that. And believe me, they already have made the calls, right? And the reason they haven't lowered their prices is because once a price is at a certain point, it's difficult to lower it. It's difficult to get people to lower their prices. But he's going to call the electric company in New York City and get them to do it because they're getting oil at a much lower rate to power their power plants and everything. But there's nothing you can do as president to make companies lower their prices. The only thing you can do is what this guy's doing. You go to Chipotle, you get a bill that's out of this world insane. I've gone there and spent between $47 and $51 for my wife and I. It depends if we get 1 drink, 2 drinks, get guac or not, but it's still $47 to $51 for my wife and I when we go to Chipotle. The prices are insane, so we just don't go as much. And there was no one who was as loyal of a customer as I am to Chipotle. And that's what you got to do with other businesses. You don't like what they're doing, go somewhere else and shop. And if people do that, they will lower prices to get people in. Like I was talking last week about the low price on turkeys, over 80% off at Publix last week. I don't know if that's still in effect. All right, now listen, if you're in pain, you don't have to be. Go see Dr. Philip Appleton. Take advantage of his no-charge consultation and let Dr. Appleton explain to you how his robotic laser away pain treatment works. He's rid me of pain 7 times, from injuries, from a car accident, from arthritis. It works on every type of pain I've ever heard of: arthritis, bronchial neuralgia, bursitis, hip pain, knee pain, lumbar pain, muscular contractions, sciatica, strains and sprains, tinnitus, tennis elbow, neck pain, stenosis. Thanksgiving is Thursday. Dr. Appleton is open Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Go to Thanksgiving without pain. Go see Dr. Appleton. The consultation is free. Go meet with him, take advantage of that, and let Dr. Appleton tell you how he can rid you of pain as well. Appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are welcome too. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. All right, callers on hold. You stand by. We're going to take our break for the top of the hour. We'll be back with your calls and more. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name's Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest-running radio show. We'll be back right after this. All right, if you're on hold, stand by, guys. I don't have shoes on. I have socks on. And this is even though I'm at my home studio today, I am so pissed. I went to Starbucks and I came home and I didn't walk on the sidewalk or my driveway or anything. Wanted to get here quick, so I cut across I parked and I walked across the grass in my front yard to take out the garbage and everything else, because and I stepped in dog crap. One of my neighbors let their dog, and I couldn't believe it. My shoes are on my front porch right now. I hate that. It's really low life to let your dog take a dump in someone's front yard like that. It pisses me off. Really low life. I don't have a dog anymore, but when I had a dog, I did not let them go in someone's front yard. I wouldn't do that. Or I'd pick it up if they did. It's crappy. It's a crappy thing to do. It is. It's a real low life thing to do. I mean, it is. I'm pissed about it. Yeah, it's a good pair of my Vans too, which makes it double. Look, it's an older pair of Vans, but like one of my favorite Vans because they're so comfortable. Right, they're all broken in and everything else. I know it sucks, so I'll take it out when I get off the air and take the garden hose and hose it all off. But it's a real low life thing. I don't want to be the poop patrol in front of my house when people are walking the dog. If I'm gonna look on my security camera and see who did it. I get it's all recorded and I can see everybody that's and I can cue it up to when there's been movement out there. I'm gonna find out which one of my neighbors let their dog crap in my yard. Yeah. In fact, when I talk about Slomans today, I'm going to get into that. If you're on hold, stand by. Do I have a Slomans commercial this hour? Let me see. If I do, I'll do it this hour. Mike's texting me now. If you're on hold, hang in there. I can't believe it's Thanksgiving week already, right? Time's going by fast. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. I'm going to go right back to the phones when we get back before I bring anything else up. I got a sneeze coming. I got to start my allergy medication. All right, we're back. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Once, twice.
Hey, Brian, this is Jeff from Pennsylvania.
Hey, Jeff, you just made it. What's on your mind?
Well, talk about this affordability issue. You're bringing up Chipotle and stuff. I think a big reason is the liberal concept that burger flippers need $20 an hour.
That doesn't
So
help.
these places are having a hard time paying these workers, so
Yeah.
that's why these prices are going up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you know what
even-
a conservative does is the price is too high, you don't buy it, or you go somewhere else.
Correct. Even this affordability issue they're bringing up. I have like liberal friends come up to me, oh, it's expensive. I'm like, where you been the last 3 years?
Yeah.
You know, like this is a result of even oh, our kids can't afford houses. I said, yes, that happened under the last 3 years. You bring in immigration, 20 million people have to live somewhere. You know, it's like these people don't get it.
Well, I want to
let you know I'm a first time caller, but I just happen to scroll here and there. But you're working your butt off, man.
Oh, you just found
I
the
see you
show?
everywhere, even on the weekends.
How long have
What's
you been? How long have you been listening?
Maybe a couple months.
Oh, okay. And
you know, I'll scroll past in the morning. I get home and I see it on there. I'm like, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
So-
I'm pretty much broadcasting about, I don't know, 18 hours a day, it seems sometimes.
Yeah, like I said, I see on the weekend, I see it, I was like, wow, this guy's working hard. God love you, brother. I just want to say that this affordability issues, actually, I've seen prices holding steady since President Trump's been in.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So I just want to comment on that.
All right, take care, and welcome to the show. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Once, twice.
Hello?
Yep, you just made it. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Donna, and I'm calling from West Virginia.
Hey, Donna, what's on your mind?
Well, the electricity problem in New York, the high rate they paying,
Yeah.
it's a 25% tariff put on them by Canada because that's where they get their electricity from.
Well, they should be, you know,
Not only do
they should be getting their electricity from themselves, not Canada.
Well, unfortunately, my relatives live in New York.
Ah.
New York and 2 other states get their electricity from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, yes, that the 25% tariff that they put on as payback to Donald Trump.
Oh, it's
costing
Trump's
them
fault?
now
It's Trump's fault?
$100.
It's Trump's fault that electricity is high in New York?
Yeah, if he hadn't played the tariff war.
Mm. Well, I don't know about that.
And another thing, I just want to add this in before I quit. Yesterday.
Hold on one second. I got my phones are ringing off the hook, so I'm answering them. All right, go ahead. Yeah, yesterday what?
I saw BMWs, Lexuses pulling up to get free turkeys for Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
That's how bad the prices are. When you can't afford beef because it's $30.
Wait a minute. You said you said they were waiting. Excuse me. Hold on. You said that they were waiting for turkeys.
They were giving out free turkeys in my community.
Well, okay. Now here,
Yeah.
when you say can't afford, a couple things. I was talking last week here in Florida. Our local grocery stores have been selling turkeys for 81% off. But just because,
well, not here.
But just because somebody,
Not here,
hold on a
turkeys
second.
are going for almost $30.
Just because somebody has a nice car and they're in line, one, it doesn't mean that they're not on hard times. Two, if they line up to get the free turkey, it doesn't mean that they can't afford the turkey. They might just be getting the free turkey to save some money.
And they don't have the money to buy it.
That means that they
Well,
don't have the
who's
money
feeding
to
you?
buy it.
Who's feeding you? Why am I talking to you and not the person feeding you the answers? Who's in the background telling you what to say to me?
My son.
Oh, okay. Why am I talking to you, not your son?
So obviously plain logic. If you don't have the money to buy a turkey and you're getting a free one, that means you don't have the money to buy it.
Maybe you just want to get a bargain, but it's being reported that Thanksgiving the Thanksgiving foods are at a 4-year low in price.
No, it's not. No, it is not.
Yeah, the American Farm. Let me read this to you. The American Farm Bureau's 40th annual survey shows that the cost of traditional Thanksgiving dinner has dropped to its lowest level since 2021. No, it's right here. I'm reading the story.
I would call them, whoever wrote it, I would call them a liar.
Okay, the organization reported Thursday that a classic holiday meal for 10, excuse me, let me finish, and then, excuse me, let me finish. The organization reported Thursday that a classic holiday meal for 10 will cost about $55.18 this year.
What? There's no way.
It's right
Not
there.
Unless they're buying their turkey, their Thanksgiving at a dollar store.
Well, so what?
There is no
So
way.
what? What's wrong with buying it at a
That
dollar
turkey
store?
Will cost you anywhere from $30 to almost $50.
No, in fact, let me pull this
Where I
up. Let me
live.
pull this up because my wife was doing the Thanksgiving
and what
shopping.
kind of organization is this? Is this a government thing?
The Farm Bureau. It's the Farm Bureau.
The Farm Bureau is lying out their teeth.
Okay, now let me pull this up. My wife was doing some Thanksgiving shopping the other day, last week. Publix, which is the big grocery store here in Florida, have been selling turkeys for 81% off.
No.
Yeah.
Not here.
Well, no, you told
Not
me.
here.
No, you told me that they actually were giving away free turkeys. That you saw people getting
No.
turkeys that were 100%
I
off.
live wait a minute. I live in a unincorporated area that has a organization, a community organization. A lawyer paid for the turkeys.
You told me
And he
that
doesn't
you
even
told
live
me
in
that
this
there
state.
you told me that there are turkeys 100% off in your community. You started out by saying you saw people in BMWs and Lexus getting free turkeys. So
That's right.
So well, that sounds like a good deal. So
So
turkeys
they're
are
not
100%
paying
off.
The $30 to $50. But this is just our community. Okay?
So right here, I was
Our
looking at this.
community.
Listen to this. This was last week when my wife was doing the shopping, okay? Because she took a screenshot. And this is on Instacart, okay? So Instacart's a little bit more than if you go into the store. Publix, which is the big grocery chain in Florida, a 16 to 20 pound turkey, 81% off, just $11.25 a bird. You can get a 20 to 24 pound turkey for $11.94.
It's $35.
A butterball.
Well, then don't get the name brand.
It's $35.
Don't get the name brand. Get the store brand. This is the store brand, $11.25. Why do you have to have the name brand turkey?
I have that turkey that they gave me.
No. Oh, you got the free turkey.
Because I am disabled.
Okay, so you got a free turkey.
Okay.
That's great. Yours is better than Florida. It was
it is
100%
great.
off. So how did you spend over $200 if you got the main course for free?
is $28.12.
Okay, a 12-pound turkey
that you got for free
brand is $28.
But you got it for nothing. But you got a free turkey.
But why are you repeating that? Because my community is 1,500 people wide. Okay.
I don't understand why. I don't
understand
understand how. This is what I'm confused about. How can you complain about the cost of Thanksgiving dinner when you got a turkey free?
I bought a turkey.
You told me you got one for free.
I did.
So you got one for free, and then you bought one, and you bought the name brand Butterball, not the store brand. Why didn't you buy the store brand? Why did you have to get the name brand?
Because because of the quality of the meat.
Oh, so you have to have, listen, people that have more money have better quality everything. Better clothes, better food, better cars, better homes.
Wait a minute. What
better
does
women.
This have to do with money? We live in the richest country in the world.
And you've got two turkeys. And you got two turkeys.
Not my gifts for that.
You got, by the way, why isn't your son buying the turkeys? Why are you buying the turkeys?
Why would I buy the turkey?
Because you're a good son. Why are you living off? How old are you? How old are you? You living off your mommy?
Don't talk like that. Don't use that like that.
How old is your son? How old is your son? How old is your son?
Old enough not to listen to your dumb ass.
How old's your son, ma'am?
My son is over 40.
He's over 40 and he has his mother out there buying his meals still? My mom doesn't buy me food. When my mom, when I have dinner with my mom, I pay.
First of all, I'm disabled.
So's your mother. Your mother said she's disabled too and she's feeding you. What's your disability?
What do you mean? First of all, I have just had heart surgery. I just had freaking whatchamacallit. I'm on dialysis.
You're on dialysis? Okay.
5 hours a day.
Okay.
5 hours a day.
Your mom said she's disabled.
So who the hell are you to tell me anything?
So before your surgery,
you
called me. You called me.
Who are you to tell me anything?
I'm the guy you called. You called me. I didn't call you.
Call you?
You're in the back. You and your mom just called me.
I don't remember calling you. I remember somebody here trying to tell poor people what to do.
You have two turkeys, both of which your mom got.
Let me tell you.
I don't let my mom pay for food. If I have dinner with my mom, I pay.
I don't give a darn what your mother does or what your mother
does.
Well,
she's older. She's retired.
Okay? I don't care what your mother does or what your mother doesn't do. Okay.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you have an adult son living off of you.
Country in the world.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Who's president?
By the way, your son is excuse me. Your son
not to prosecute MS-13 in this country because they were his friends.
Okay. Your son was yelling at me. He said he just had heart surgery. Is it good for his heart to be yelling at me that way?
Well, let me tell you something. When you talk to people who are sitting up there blatantly, trying to compare Florida to the rest of the state,
This is an expensive state.
I will be calling down there to where your wife got her Thanksgiving meal from, to get prices, I don't know what she serves, but in my neighborhood, when you feed your family on holidays, we try to do it.
See, listen. You're a nice lady. You're a nice lady. But the reason you're struggling is you have a middle-aged son who's living off of his mother. It's not Trump's fault. It's not Trump's fault. You've got an adult.
It is his fault.
You've got a middle-aged son living off of you.
He's not alone.
How is it Trump's fault that you've got a bum of a son?
Are at fault.
How is it Trump's fault that you've got a bum for a son living off of you?
But first of all, my son doesn't live on me.
You're buying his food.
He was.
And he's with you at 7:18 in the morning. It's 7:18.
He was my caregiver before he.
Well, you're taking care of him now. You're taking care of him now.
Hey, and I should. If he took care of me, I should take care of him.
He didn't sound like he was recovering from heart surgery to me.
Ask your mother Why don't you go ask your mother, okay, if she take care of your behind? If you got sick, would she come and help your wife?
Well, that's where my wife and daughter would come into that, not my elderly mother. Where's your husband's wife and children?
Why do you need to rely on your kids? You got a wife.
I don't need to rely on anyone. I'm not relying on anyone. It's your son who's living off of his mama.
You would rely on your wife and kids.
I said if I fell on hard times, if I were sick, my wife would take care of me. Yes.
They'll lie to your face and then lie again that just told you this.
All right. Hey, listen, stop yelling. You said you just had heart surgery. That can't be good for your recovery. All right, take care. Oh, my goodness. Callers on hold. Stand by. Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy. Poor lady. We'll be right back. Oh, my goodness. She's got 2 turkeys. She got one for free, and then the other one she bought the Butterball. Is there a big difference in your mind between the Butterball and the Publix brand? I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh, my goodness. I almost feel bad. You know, there comes a time in life, like if I go out to dinner, if I go out to eat with my mom, I pay, right? There comes a point in life when you're a man, you pay for your mother, right? Oh, my goodness. It's Trump's fault. Does he sound like he's got heart problems? Oh, my goodness. Who am I to tell him? He called me. I didn't call him. I mean, you know. If you're on hold, hang in there. My goodness. How is it Trump's fault? How many turkeys do you guys have for Thanksgiving? 2's a lot. I don't think I've ever had 2 turkeys for Thanksgiving dinner. Have you? If you're on hold, hang in there. Okay. We'll be back in about 1 minute. I mean, I know, crazy. It's crazy. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm going to go to the phones when we get back. I don't remember ever having 2 turkeys. Ever. Do any of you? I mean, we're doing, actually, this year, we're doing takeout from Cracker Barrel, which is what we usually do. We've been doing that the last few years. We get the takeout from Cracker Barrel, which is pretty good. They don't have to do dishes. You don't have to cook all day. A little less than 30 seconds and we'll be back. If you're on hold, stand by. We don't have any Boston markets around here. They're all out of business. We used to go to Boston Market, but they're all closed around here. All right, welcome back, everyone. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. Glenn from Mississippi. How you doing this morning?
All right, Glenn, what's on your mind?
The mother-son team. It sounds like to me it could be Trump's fault because maybe they got their SNAP card rejected. Don't know.
I don't know. Well, listen, they've got 2 turkeys. And all my life, I don't ever remember having 2 turkeys at Thanksgiving dinner at my house.
Well, they took advantage of one.
Free.
They could have given that to somebody that really deserved it,
Well, you get a free turkey, and then you go out and buy one, and they get the name brand. To me, a turkey is a turkey. Butterball, the store brand, it's all the same to me.
Yeah, that's true. That was just a killer. That was a good one, Brian. Hey, buddy, you take care of yourself. We'll see you.
All right, take care. Well, that's our audience. All right, let's go. If you're on hold, hang in there. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, you're the only guy I know that could get in the middle of a domestic argument and you don't even make the phone call. I got to say something about that lady with the turkeys and all this stuff. I do the shopping, Brian. I do the cooking, okay? She doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't know how to shop. You just can't wait till the last second, buy yourself a turkey and think you're going to get a deal. I go to Publix, which is not Dollar General, okay? Publix is a high-end store. Anyone knows it. They're in South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, Georgia. They're not cheap.
Nope.
Okay? I got 2 20-pound turkeys. 2. Okay? For exactly $20.
Get out of
That's
town.
40 pounds of turkey.
Wow.
49 cents a pound.
That's amazing.
And 49 cents. Well, Publix has a special. Anyone with the 49 cents a pound. Now, a Butterball was $1.19. Now, so the bottom line is, if you're gonna go buy Butterball at Sam's Club, turkey was 99 cents a pound.
Wow.
Okay, and by the way, a huge pumpkin pie at Sam's, $6, $5.95 for a big one that'll feed 8 people. Okay, that's a big pie, not a little Publix pumpkin pie. So the stuffing, for God's sake, you buy one. It's like if Pepperidge Farm stuffing, and you buy it. Is like $2.50, and the celery is like $1.50. What I'm trying to say, it's cheap.
Yeah.
If you know how to shop and cook, and Pillsbury biscuits, you put them in the oven, right? They're on sale. Buy one, get one free.
And plus, not only that, Richie, you have leftovers for how many days?
Oh my God, I'm cooking one turkey, and then I got one in the freezer.
Exactly.
So it's my wife, 20-pound turkey. I could cut it up in molasses. I'll carve it out and freeze bag it, and I'll have turkey till it comes out of my earlobes.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, you got to know how to shop. These people they expect that everything is coming to them.
She got one turkey for 100% off. She was complaining about people getting the free turkeys, and then we find out she got one, and then she went out and bought a Butterball. So she could have afforded her own turkey, but she got one of the free turkeys when she went out and bought a Butterball after she got the free one.
Well, guess what? Butterball, I talked to the butcher. The Publix turkey comes from the same place. It's the same turkey. And the bottom line is, if you want to pay twice as much because of the name, you're buying a name. It's not full of butter. It's the same turkey. It's how you cook a turkey, not what the packaging is. The lady doesn't know what she's talking about, Brian. I'm telling you right up front. She's overpaid, and she's complaining that
there comes a time. There comes a time in life when you're a child when you start paying for your parents. If I go out to dinner, I don't let my mom pay anymore. Those days I pay. Right? She's in her 70s. She's retired. Yeah. She's on fixed income. And this guy's middle-aged, and he's living off of mommy.
They called you a rich person, which really makes me laugh because Brian was working for peanuts for years. Brian went and got a teacher's degree because he didn't know whether he would make it on the radio because of the salaries.
Yeah.
Brian has paved his own path. I'm not gonna listen. You have become successful because you put time in and you work your behind off.
Yeah.
And for somebody to call you a rich person, well, if you're rich, Brian, that's great because you worked for it. And that's what capitalism is. It's not handoutism. And Brian worked for every nickel he makes. So people that call him rich, okay, that's ridiculous. And what's wrong with being rich?
Exactly, like it's some kind of crime.
These people are sick. They want everything given to them by the government. They want handouts from everybody, and it's got to the point
that call was a very revealing call, and I'm suspect of the heart issue because he was too angry and yelling and everything else.
Oh, he was screaming at you.
If he really had a heart issue, would he be yelling like that?
Well, he would, because that's what gives him the heart issue, because he can't speak to you.
Yeah.
He can't. He yelled at you like you were a dog. Mm-hmm. And like I said, Brian, I'm not stroking you, man. You work for every dime. Every time I look on YouTube, there's another. There's constantly. Brian is always working.
I know.
Brian can't even go to a store without working.
No.
Because he's actually podcasting while he's going to the store.
That's true.
I mean, it's a joke.
That's true. I know. It's insane. It's insane, isn't it? I know.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. And the turkeys are 49 cents a pound at Publix. And they might not even have them anymore because people were buying the hell out of them.
Yeah.
And last year, by the way, they had a special. It was 69.
All right, Richie, I gotta run, but I appreciate the call. All right, Richie. Oh my goodness. Oh man, I want to talk about coastal weight loss secret. A lot of you are going to be picking out this week. I get it. I'm going to have pumpkin pie. I'm going to have turkey. I'm going to have stuffing. I'm going to have mashed potatoes and gravy with lots of butter and everything else. But that's okay because you can start Coastal Weight Loss Secret the next day, guys. If you want to lose weight before your holiday parties come around, call Coastal Weight Loss Secret. Remember, I first met with Dr. Zuckerman over at Coastal Weight Loss Secret on Inauguration Day. It was a month before our cruise. And he said, well, how much weight do you want to lose, Brian? I said, well, I'd like to lose, got the cruise coming up. And I'd like to lose 25 pounds before the cruise. He says, no problem. I said, come on, it's a month away. He says, no problem. I lost 25 pounds in 3 weeks. So I lost more than my goal weight before the cruise. And then I lost even more after that. I've been in the maintain phase for many, many months with Coastal Weight Loss Secret. And I haven't gained back an ounce. And you know what? Even though I'm going to be eating and pigging out on Thanksgiving, I won't gain any weight back because with Coastal Weight Loss Secret, there's no big lifestyle changes, right? No big exercise routine, no pills, no shots, no injections, no starving yourself, no eating foods you don't like. And because I didn't have a big lifestyle change, keeping the weight off after I lost it has been effortless. It really has been. Give them a call and set up your no-charge consultation right now. 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. And online, coastalweightlossecret.com. We'll be right back. We'll be right back, guys.
This is Brian Craig. I've been telling you about the great deals and incredible customer service at Friendly Tire on both new tires and used tires. One of our listeners, Antonio, went to Friendly Tire and called to share with us his experience of buying used tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hey, yes, Brian. I want to give you a quick testimony about the tire place up in Margate, Friendly Tire. Friendly Tire is everything you said it would be, man. I went up there and got me some used tires. And when I went up there, man, he was very courteous. My whole family's going for that, man. Everything you said it was going to be, man. I appreciate you for that, man. And Mike's a great guy, man.
Well, what's your name?
Antonio.
All right, Antonio. Hey, I'm glad we could save you and your family lots of money on tires at Friendly Tire.
Oh, no doubt, man. Thanks so much, man.
Do what Antonio did. Stop into Friendly Tire and find incredible deals on both new and used tires. Give Friendly Mike a call right now. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. And Mike will give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445 for Friendly Tire in Margate.
This is Mark Laporta, son of Tom Laporta and proud second-generation owner of Laporta Roofing. As a military veteran who served in the Army after 9/11, I've brought the same dedication and discipline to our family business. At Laporta Roofing, we've been serving our community for nearly 4 decades, and we're committed to continuing that legacy of excellence. Our team specializes in all types of roofing systems, from shingles to tile, slate, metal, and flat roofs. We're the go-to experts for single-family homes, HOA communities, and condo associations. What sets us apart is our unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction. I've personally implemented systems to ensure you receive the best in customer service service and workmanship. Don't miss out on our limited time offer for a free roof inspection. Call us now at 954-604-4602 or visit us at laportaroofing.com. Trust the experts who have been protecting homes like yours for generations. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
This is George Colony. I'm in the real estate business in Fort Lauderdale, Florida with Kai's Real Estate. I've been in business for 6 decades. People often ask me, what's the right time to buy or sell real estate? To tell you the truth, it's always the right time. You just need to have the right advice from the right advisor. You could call me anytime because I answer my phone on the first ring. My number is 954-801-7320. That's my personal cell phone number. And I answer it on the first ring every time. Please give me a call. I'm happy to answer any question that you have. My cell phone number is 954-801-7320.
Hey, Brian Craig here. You hear me talk with attorney Barry Siegel every day about how we can help you and your family. Now here's one of our listeners, Frances, sharing her experience of how attorney Barry Siegel made a difference in her life and took a weight off her shoulders.
I was really looking for something to help me secure my holdings, which is actually not a whole bunch of bank account, savings, and a house and a car for my 2 daughters. I was worried that if I had just a regular will, things would get tied up in probate, and that would take 2 years. So I heard on the radio about Barry Siegel, the attorney. I gave them a call, and immediately they were so kind. They were so nice. They assured me that they could help. I went over there, and they sat with me, and we went over everything, and I ended up with this wonderful trust for my 2 daughters. So if something does happen to me, things just turn over to them, and it'll make it so much easier for them. And it took a great load off of my mind as to how I would take care of my 2 daughters. I was very pleased with the attorney, Barry Siegel. Finding him helped me assure that my 2 daughters will be well taken care of in the event that I won't be here.
Give attorney Barry Siegel a call right now. Toll free 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. And online, SiegelLawGroup.com.
All right, we'll be back in just a few seconds. If you're on hold, stand by. Oh, man. I'm going to go over this when we get back. Boy. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. If you're on hold, stand by. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. Our number is toll-free 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. Just to show you what I was talking about to the mother with her middle-aged son who lives off of his mother earlier, the American Farm Bureau, okay, this is what they're reporting. This year's Thanksgiving dinner for 10 will cost $55.18, or about $5.52 per person. That's a moderate decline from last year, according to the Farm Bureau's 40th annual survey. So this year, the average is $55.18. Last year was $58.08. And in 2023, it was $61.17. That's for a group of 10 for Thanksgiving dinner. So prices are down. No doubt about that. All right, back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Jacob. I'm calling from North Carolina.
Hey, Jacob. What's on your mind?
So basically, there was some new reports coming out about something that I wanted to run by you, see how you felt about it. So on Twitter, they just added a new perk.
Oh, yes.
Which allows you to see where accounts are made.
Yes.
And they're just showing that a lot of accounts that have like MAGA or the real Ivanka Trump, like a lot of these accounts are not even ran or made in the USA.
Okay.
How do you feel about that? What do you think that's coming from?
Well, now keep in mind, you're not from the USA, and you're rendering opinions. So are you?
Who's not from the USA?
This accent is not an American accent you have. You have a foreign accent.
I was literally born in New York City, and I now live in North Carolina.
Where are your parents from?
My parents are from the Caribbean.
Okay, see, you got a Caribbean accent. See, I was right. You have a Caribbean accent.
You were right about the accent,
Okay,
but I am an American.
So your parents shouldn't render opinions then on anything since they're from the Caribbean?
Is my what Caribbean? Say that again.
I say your parents from the Caribbean, should they not be permitted to render opinions since they're not from the United States?
I mean, they can. I just don't.
Oh,
know
well,
if
wait
my
a minute.
parents
You're telling
should
me.
Take Ivanka's Trump picture. I don't think my parents should take Ivanka's Trump picture and then like.
Okay. So no, I'm going to answer your question directly, but you started this call with your foreign accent, telling me that people from other countries should not give political opinions. Yet you, with your Caribbean accent, are giving political opinions. It's only
I'm from here, so my accent and my opinion is so irrelevant.
But your parents are not. Your parents are not.
But
so
again, this is about accounts.
Okay, here's the deal. Okay, here's the deal. Here's the deal with the accounts. I'm gonna share with you my thoughts on what happened on X over the weekend, this is an awesome thing. Elon Musk was at the state dinner last week with President Trump and the Crown Prince from Saudi Arabia, and he did us a big favor by doing this. What happened was, for those that don't know in the audience, okay, Elon Musk did an update on X, and it showed instantly the country of origin for everybody's account on X. Now, you can disable it so it's not shown, but you have to go in and do it. So these accounts immediately showed where they were started. There's all these so-called, notice he only talks about the MAGA accounts because it was liberals too. There's a lot of fake MAGA accounts that were accounts that were started in Asia, Africa, Canada, Europe, all over the world. And these are many of them are bots, like bot farms, but a lot of them are fake MAGA. There's been a lot of fake MAGA people on X who have been saying, I voted for Trump in 16, in 20, in 24, and now I've had enough. I'm America first. The fake MAGA people are the ones that have been shown to be formed in other countries and other parts of the world, for the most part.
But that's right there. Your regular guy, like Joe, whatever. I'm just making a name up. If he's surfing on Twitter, X, whatever, Truth, whatever, and he sees these mixed messages, he does not know which one is fake news.
What you're telling us, what you haven't been able to compute is this, that what Elon Musk exposed and what you're talking about right now shows that people in other countries have been trying to pass themselves off as Americans to influence opinion. I don't understand what you're trying to say, that as MAGA people or the president have some responsibility with these frauds around the world on the bot farms, and I just don't get it.
I haven't said anything. I haven't said my opinion yet.
Well, why don't you? I answered. I shared my thoughts. Now share yours.
Okay, fair enough. So I think your point is correct, but it's still missing the bigger picture here. There's mixed messaging happening, and people that are not American have an input in that.
Says the guy with a foreign accent. American. By the way, says a guy with the foreign accent.
It doesn't matter my accent. You always make it about the person instead of the topic.
Well, how do I know you're an American?
That conversation
how do I know you're an American? Because you say you are?
Born here.
How do I know that?
Why do I have to lie about my status?
How do I know that? How do I know that's true?
Because
just like these people on X. Like there was one big guy.
I'm not American.
Slow down.
Let's just, for conversation's sake. Let's say I'm not American, right?
Yeah.
I've been here my whole life, work here, pay taxes here.
Oh.
I don't live in Nigeria.
So now we're getting the truth.
I just want, because I have to stoop to your level to make it.
Oh, so now you're telling me that you've lived here most of your life. Which is it?
I was born here, but you won't pass that.
How are you born and raised? How are you born and raised in America and talk like this?
Because my mother took me back to the Caribbean for 8, 9 years.
Oh, now we're getting more of the truth. Okay. So you grew up in the Caribbean.
It's true. I was born. Okay, Brian. I was born. Let's not make it about me. I was born here. My mother took me back at 6 years old to 13 or maybe 14, and then I came back here.
There you go.
That's irrelevant to the point of what we're talking about.
No, it's not. You just shot yourself in the foot. You're telling.
I'm 3 generations American. My father is born here. I'm born here. My daughter is born here.
Does your daughter have this? Does your daughter have this accent that you have, or does she have an American accent?
She's 4 years. Oh my God. Okay, this is just you deflecting from the point that MAGA has been run by Russia, China, and Nigeria.
You're trying to tell us that people. You're trying to tell us that people in other countries. You're trying to tell us people in other countries are trying to pass themselves off as Americans, and you have an accent that's not American.
But it doesn't mean that I'm not American. See, your problem is you think only Americans are only white. Americans is a mixed pot of
my daughter's
Get
American. My daughter's not white, and she's American.
So why do you feel like accents have anything to do with America?
Because my daughter has an American accent.
It's not a thing.
My daughter has an American accent.
There's no such thing as an American accent. Europeans came to America. There's no such thing as an American accent.
You're telling us that foreigners should not have any right to an opinion in America, but you have an accent. Listen, I got to run. It's time for a break. My goodness. Are you in pain? Thanksgiving's just a couple days away. Don't go to Thanksgiving dinner in pain. Go see Dr. Appleton. You know, Dr. Appleton has rid me of pain 7 times. The first time was over 3.5 years ago now. That was my knee pain from a car accident that I had. I'd been suffering from knee pain for over 25 years, and Dr. Appleton rid me of that pain after just 2 treatments. You know, the pains that I've gone to Dr. Appleton for wasn't just I stubbed my toe. The pains I went for and that he treated with his laser wave pain treatment were pains that were so bad I was almost in tears. Pain so bad I wanted to go to sleep. Pain so bad I'd have a double martini just so I could get some relief. The pains were that bad. I'm here to tell you, very bad. The last time I went in was from a shoulder accident from my skateboard fall, and Dr. Appleton, he had to examine me, and he moved my arm to see, what was causing it. The pain was so bad I almost fell to the floor. It was so bad I almost passed out. He treated me with his laser wave pain treatment, and after 2 treatments, the pain has been gone and has not returned. In fact, all the 7 times he's treated me for pain, none of the pains have returned because Dr. Appleton's robotic laser repairs the damage that's causing the pain. The consultation is free and appointments are not necessary. He is open today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. So go to Thanksgiving pain-free. Give Dr. Appleton a call. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710. Sorry, I'm laughing at the last caller. I couldn't help but laugh. That a guy with a foreign accent is telling us that foreigners should not render opinions. Oh, my goodness. 954-973-0710. Sorry, Dr. Appleton. I can't help myself. And online, AppletonCairo.com. Call us on hold, stand by. We'll be right back. I mean, my goodness. It's because it's a holiday week. People are, If you're on hold, stand by. I'm going to go to the phones when we get back. Oh, my goodness. All right. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, guys. Okay, We'll be back in 2 minutes. I will go back to the phones. Oh. I'm that guy that I just talked to, he will be one of the callers on hold probably. Because he's embarrassed. He should be embarrassed. Right? He should be. Hey, I don't mind people in the chat room disagreeing, but don't spam, guys, okay? You're welcome to disagree, but don't spam. Just over a minute, and we will be back. About 30 seconds. Great calls today. All right, we're back. I'm Brian. We'll go right back to our phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Joe. I'm a truck driver. Right now I'm in Illinois.
Okay.
How you doing today?
All right. Can you honk the truck horn? I love that sound.
Can I honk the truck horn?
Yeah. You said you're a truck driver in Illinois. Can you pull the cord down and honk the horn?
I could, but there's like a bunch of guys sleeping, and I'd be waking them up.
Come on.
So, I'm not.
Can you rev up the engine so I can hear the diesel engine?
Yeah. Hold on. Not very loud.
No. All right. Okay. What's on your mind, trucker?
All right. So, I was reading a comment the other day on YouTube, and so the comment was like, said something like, illegals are only here to do jobs that Americans don't want to do. And it kind of got my blood boiling a little bit because I literally haul poop for a living. Okay? I have one of the grossest jobs I think in America.
You haul manure?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's nobody that I've seen hauling manure that's illegal. Everybody I've seen doing it is American. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I've also been to some manufacturing plants that are pretty disgusting, and I've never once seen illegals at any of them, like meat packing plants.
So what you're telling me is that Americans are doing the jobs that illegals won't do.
Right. What I'm saying is that illegals came here to take jobs that pay good, not jobs that pay bad.
Yeah.
How would you leave your third world country to go do a job that you could do in your third world country?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many illegal garbage collectors do you see out there?
Let me ask you, are you hauling manure, you think, because so many illegals have taken the truck driving jobs?
No. I have a very, very good job.
Okay.
I get paid very well to do what I do.
Well,
I'm actually surprised.
So what are you griping about? You know, President Trump, though, they have caught and are deporting thousands of illegal truck drivers. They're stopping them at weigh stations all over the United States. It's amazing what they're doing.
You know, this isn't a problem that's just in trucking. They're eventually going to get into IT.
Well, yeah. But you know, the thing about trucking, though, see, some things are harder to enforce than others, right? Because you have to stop at those weigh stations if you're driving a semi, so they can check there, and they're able to. You know what I mean? There's already a checkpoint in place that you have to go. How often do you have to go through checkpoints, weigh stations?
Oh, pretty often. Yeah. But you could go around them.
Yeah, but they'll come after you, won't they? What happens if you go around them?
Well, I mean, you just get off at not as simple. You just get off at the exit beforehand, take a back road, and go around the scale.
You think Tom Homan's not smart enough to figure that one out?
They figured that one out years and years ago. Truck drivers have been doing that for decades.
Well, if anyone's listening at Mar-a-Lago, pass that on to Tom Homan. All right, hey, listen, I got to run. I appreciate the call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Carl from Mobile, Alabama.
Hey, Carl, what's on your mind? Oh, hold on, Carl. My phones are ringing off the hook here. All right, go ahead, Carl.
Hey, I just want to tell everybody good morning. And have a blessed day. And one thing that is on my mind, though, is okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, my goodness. It sounds like not much is on his mind. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Is it my turn?
Yes.
I just had a question for you, Brian. It seems like I'm 30 years old, and believe it or not, a lot of my friends listen to Nick Fuentes.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them voted for Trump, including me. But it seems like a lot of them want the MAGA movement to transform into an America First and America Only movement.
Well, it is an American First movement. How is it not an America First movement?
It's not an America First and America Only.
Hold on. Explain to me how the MAGA movement, led by our great President Trump, is not an America First movement. Explain to me how it's not.
It's not that it's not an America First. It's not America Only.
Well, we do business and we're not isolationist. Be more specific. Say what you're thinking. Were you afraid?
What I say is you'll call me an anti-Semite as soon as I say.
Well, no, that won't. Tell me. So I won't call you an anti-Semite.
Why does Israel, the country, not necessarily the Jewish religion, why don't they have to register?
I don't understand what you mean. Register? You want Jews to register? Like in the Holocaust? You want them to wear a star on the... You mean to wear like a Jewish star on their chest? You want Jews to register? I don't know what that means.
Why doesn't AIPAC have to register?
I don't know that that's true, but you want Jews to be identified, Star of David on their chest? Would that do it?
No. Why doesn't... No.
Okay, now wait, let me help you. What you're trying to say is we give we give money to Israel, right?
We give money to everybody.
Okay, but why is it only Israel that you and Nick Fuentes gripe about?
Not only Israel.
Really? Well, you're not calling me. Do you know we have an army in South Korea? They've been there since the 50s. We've had soldiers in Germany and Japan since 1945. Why aren't you talking about withdrawing our support there? It's only the Jews.
Because
you don't like Jews.
Majority Japanese people don't run our country.
Who runs our country?
Look at who runs our country.
Donald Trump,
who
MAGA,
big media.
Republicans run the country. If Jews run the media, hold on. If Jews, excuse me, if Jews run the media, how is Nick Fuentes on it so much?
He's not. He's
Yeah, he is. He's all over the place. Everybody's always talking about him. Explain that.
The only thing he's on is X and Rumble.
But everybody's talking about him everywhere. If Jews run the media, why are they talking about him all the time?
Because he's right.
But no, Jews run the media. So why would they allow someone who hates Jews so much access to the thing that they run?
He doesn't have any access.
Sure, you say you and your friends all listen to him.
Yeah, on Rumble, because we have no choice.
Well, that's part of the media. That's part of the media. And you're talking to me about him, and you're talking to me about him on all his platforms. You said he's on Twitter. Twitter is the largest news media platform in the world. So if Jews run the media, how is Nick Fuentes all over it?
That's because Elon bought it. That's the only reason why.
It's the biggest media platform there is. All right, take care. If you're on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show, Flo Rida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. Callers on hold, you stand by. Oh, man. Our number's toll-free, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. This is Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. On the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. We'll be back right after this. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, Steve, what's up?
I'm up. Are we on the air?
Not yet. We're in break at the top.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm here.
All right. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's a wild show this morning.
Oh, yeah, these call. Oh, my gosh. My favorite.
Yeah, I got some...
Did you hear the mother and son?
That's the one I tuned in the middle of that. I'd love to talk about it.
All right, I'll have to call you after I get off the air, about 20, 30 minutes after I get off the air.
Okay.
Make sure you answer. I did some upgrades here at the studio, so if we get disconnected, I'll call you back, okay? You got to just bear with me because it's the first day with this new setup I got.
I got to have Lori try to stick close to me.
I tried to call you yesterday, but I couldn't get a hold of you, so I'll
I have problems with my phone that are not getting fixed.
Okay, all right. I'm going to put you on hold, though, for a couple minutes. Hold on. So you guys get all the behind-the-scenes stuff. That's right. Oh, man. The callers today are nuts. And I'm behind on commercials, so I got to get caught up. Shoot. Okay. We'll be back in less than 2 minutes. If you're on hold, don't go anywhere. Just over a minute. All right, Steve, you there?
I'm here.
All right, we got just over a minute.
Okay.
But I'll call you probably around 9:30.
You want me to call you?
No, I'll call you.
Okay.
I got to do a couple things right after the show, and then I'll call you when I'm in my car.
Okay.
All right.
If you have a problem getting me, just keep trying.
All right. All right, we got about 40 seconds.
Okay.
All right, the final hour of the Monday before Thanksgiving has begun. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Steve Kane joining us. Hey, Steve.
I'm here.
Oh my goodness. I'm a little behind on spots. So the calls today have just been so strange that I've
been listening, especially when they call you yelled at that poor mother. Why
okay. Let me do a spot
on what the problem was.
Let me do a spot first, then we'll talk. A lot of what you're going to hear moving forward with a lot of the messages I share are great Christmas presents, and this is a great one. I'm talking about Life Imaging FLA. A lot of people don't go and get themselves checked out because they don't want to. They just don't, for whatever reason. If you have someone in your family that you want to be checked out for cancer screening, for heart problems, call Life Imaging FLA, all right? You can make the appointment. You can go with them. We're still in November for a little bit, and it's Men's Health Awareness Month. And Life Imaging FLA offers free heart scans with a few minimum requirements valued at $699. And while you're there, make sure you ask about their full body cancer screening. This is a great Christmas gift. The gift of peace of mind, the gift of health. You might even give the gift of saving a loved one's life. Life Imaging FLA, they're all about proactive healthcare. They're saving lives through early detection all of the time. According to the National Cancer Institute, over 4.75 million cancer deaths have been prevented through early detection and screening. So take control of your health and take control of the health of a friend or family member. Visit Life Imaging FLA and start living life proactively. They have locations in Broward, Palm Beach, and Dade. Pick up your cell phone and call pound 250 and say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. That's pound 250 and say free heart scan. Pound 250, say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Okay, you're talking about the elderly mother and her middle-aged bum of a son?
Yes. Well, why do you say he's a bum?
Okay.
I didn't get all the details. Is he not working?
Yeah. Okay. Can I walk you through the call and then so I could just tell you?
Yes.
Okay. Woman calls me up and she was complaining. She was complaining that there were people that were driving BMWs and Lexus and were in line at the food bank to get free turkeys. That's how the call began.
Okay.
And what we found out was this, that she got a free turkey, and then she went to the grocery store and bought a butterball turkey. She was complaining to me about the price of the butterball, even though she already got one turkey for free and she chose the name brand. And then as I was pressing her on this voice in the background kept telling her what to say to the questions I asked. And it turned out it was her 40-year-old son. And then 40-year-old son who's living off of mom and having mom buy his food. And
he had no job?
No, he claims to have some heart problems, but he was yelling at me from the top of his lungs, which wouldn't be good for his heart if he had had heart surgery, as he claimed. But yeah, no wife, no kids, no job, just his mom that he's turning into a turkey that he's living off of at the age of 40. Yeah.
And he's never had a job?
Well, I don't know. It didn't get that far. He kept calling me names and the profanities were coming out, but but he doesn't have one now and has not had one for a long time. And they're complaining about the price of turkey, even though they got one for 100% off for free. So that's where that went off the rails for them. So.
Well, you were entitled to yell at him.
Oh my goodness! Well, what I was explaining is this. Okay, there comes a time in a man's life when you start paying for your mother, right? So if sometimes I'll take my daughter out to dinner, and sometimes my mom will come along. I pay. When I was a kid, my mom used to pay, but now I pay, right? And he just hasn't gotten to that point at the age of 40. So,
Well, is the problem that he doesn't have a job, or the problem that he can't move out of? My situation. My son lives with me. He's 30 years old. He works, has a really good job, earning more than I did at his age. And he's older. He's like 30 years old. But he's saving, and I've got them all geared towards the American dream, which is someday owning a house. And the thing that permits kids to buy houses today, many of them are in the category where they're able to live at home, save the rent, bank the money, and use it as a down payment. But that's the way that many kids are the only way they're going to ever own a house.
But Steve, you used a word that our middle-aged son with the mom calling earlier, a word that's not in his vocabulary, job. Your son has a job. He works.
Yeah. But I didn't require it. He did it on his own.
Yeah.
And he went through a period when he wasn't working.
Well, everybody goes through those periods, but he works and has a job. This guy is living off of his elderly mother, who she was the one in line at the food bank. He didn't even go to the food bank. He sent his mom to the food bank to get the free turkey, and then off to the grocery store to buy the butterball.
It's a fine line.
It's a fine line. I don't think so. I think it's a very big difference. See, you're in a different, it's a totally different situation. I did an upgrade on my equipment here, Steve. I was telling you during the break. So, so if I lose you, I'll call you back during the break, because this is the first day. I did some test runs over the weekend. Everything went well, but it's the first day with you with my new setup. But I tried to call you over the weekend, but you weren't taking my calls, so I...
My phone it does that to me. It's not working properly, and I can't get it fixed.
Well, I won't take it personally, But
no, it's not. You can always reach Lori by text.
I guess I could have called your wife. I didn't call your wife. I could have called her. I did not.
You can just say urgent. Get back to Brian. I respond instantly.
Well, I'll call you after the show. But so we're kind of winging it. I was trying to get you on the phone so we could do a dry run over the weekend together with the new system I got. But we're going to do the dry run live on the air. And if I lose you, I'll just call you back during the break. All right. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll go to the calls. 888-465-2631.
You're on. What do you think of this? Have you seen the new deal that we're offering to solve the Russian-Ukraine?
Yeah, the
conflict?
28-point peace plan. Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, it sounds okay to me if it stops people dying every day over there.
Well.
Hello.
I don't know.
You're on.
Kind of disappointing.
Hello.
Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from, caller?
I'm Dan. I'm calling from Nebraska.
Dan, what's up?
Hey, Dan.
Hey, man. I like your show. I think it's awesome. Hey, is there two people talking here?
Now there is, yes. You got me and Steve.
Oh, awesome. Okay, I was a bit confused. I thought there was something wrong with
the price of one.
Awesome.
Sure.
No, I was just listening to these last people. I heard the mother and the son. I thought that was kind of hilarious how you handled that call. But the last caller talking about Nick Fuentes, it got me a little worked up on your reaction to it, because I think a lot of the American right is moving that direction of America first. They're starting to backtrack from Trump a little bit.
No, they're not.
I'm one of those people.
Really?
I am. I'm one of those
Why are you
people.
Why are you back? Hold on. Slow down, Nebraska. Why are you back?
I'll tell you why.
Why are you backtracking from Trump?
Exactly why. I'll tell you exactly why. It comes down to Epstein and the trafficking of children. And when he got on that press conference and said, "Why are we still talking about it?"
I'll tell you what, I'm one of the people that voted for him because of that.
Okay.
Because I wanted
All right,
an
now
end
slow
to the
down,
child
slow down. So
trafficking.
you must be, well, first off, the trafficking did end because Epstein's been dead for 6 years. And his trafficking...
Let the guy talk. Well,
Yeah,
I'm interested in what he has to say.
but the simple fact is that half of the people that he was trafficking children to are still in office and still doing their dang thing.
So you must be very...
We want the files out. We want the files out. We want to know who's who. We want to know who's been playing that damn game that's been running our country.
So you must be very excited that last week President Trump signed a bill into law requiring all the files to be released.
Yeah, he didn't want to, but he's been pushed by every fucking...
Oh, my God. There we go. All right. This guy, I knew it was coming. He signed the bill into law requiring them. And is there any... Unfortunately, we didn't get to find out the truth, but do you think that guy voted for Trump, Steve? Do you think that guy voted for Trump?
Yes, I know.
Yeah. Do you think that guy voted for Trump, Steve? Did I lose you? All right. Let me put Steve on hold. It's time for a break, and I want to talk about Jupiter Joe Thomas. All right, Joe Thomas. This is an amazing thing here with Jupiter Joe Thomas. With annuities, your money is never at risk. Okay, your money's never at risk. No matter what happens in the market, your nest egg is safe, and you'll never lose it. Okay? Not only that, you're guaranteed an income stream for the rest of your life. Pretty good deal, huh? Doesn't get better than that. But I'm going to give you Joe Thomas's number. Take advantage of that no-charge consultation he offers. And get this. There are many different types of annuities, but make sure you ask him about the annuity that has the income bonus. There is a couple of annuities that have bonuses where you will make 10% even more on your money before you even leave Joe Thomas's office. Here's his number, 561-743-0999, 561-743-0999, and online, jupiterjoe.com. We'll be right back. Steve, are you there?
I'm here.
I lost you. I had to cut out of that guy because he was dropped the F-bomb.
I heard.
Okay.
I heard.
Okay. All right. Hold on. You think that guy voted for Trump?
I don't know. Did you get Lori's note?
Hold on. Hold on. No, don't tell me. Everybody can. Yes, I got it.
Okay.
We'll do it coming out.
You got it.
They got to get some new talking points because they're talking points that they want him to release the Epstein files. He signed the bill into law making them release them.
They don't quite understand what's going on.
No, that talking point's a little old. Hold, I'm going to put you on hold just for a minute, Steve. I'll be right back. All right. Okay. Are you there?
I'm here.
All right, we got 2 minutes. Okay, so far so good. The new system seems to be working.
I can't wait to find out.
Well, it's working so far. I haven't had a problem. It's just awkward because the buttons are in different positions for me. So it's I got to get used to it.
You're a pro, you will. By the way, the brakes are going well.
Well,
Once you get used to it, feel it's much more comfortable.
Yeah. Yep. All right. About 90 seconds. The calls today have just been insane. I mean, they're just these liberals.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, they're losing their minds. I would have kept that guy on for the rest of the show if he didn't drop the F-bomb.
Explain it to him. Maybe give him another shot.
Another shot. Okay,
if you explain it to him first, he sounds coherent.
Do you have to explain to people they can't use the F word? I mean...
Yes, because he's a good caller and you can make...
All right, hold on.
Okay.
All right, we got 1 minute. Hold on 1 second, Steve. Okay. Are you there, Steve?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I got a whole new phone system, and it seems to be working.
Well, that's exciting if that works.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I haven't lost you.
This show is young.
All right, 30 seconds. All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve's here. You know, Steve, wanted to talk about Wings Plus in Coral Springs on Sample Road.
No, my favorite subject.
You know, just to tell people a little bit about Wings Plus. By the way, you know the Trumps have eaten the wings at Wings Plus.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've been sponsored 20 years on the Steve King Show.
They have.
I always appreciate them this time of year because it's the place to go to watch all these football games. You got all the bowl games coming up. You got the playoffs coming up. It's going to be football intensive for the next 2 months. And boy, if you want to eat during halftime, you put in your order before the game starts, if it's an early game, and come over, drive over at halftime, pick up your order, and you don't have to wait, no fuss, no muss, no bother, and the best wings in the world.
Absolutely.
Also, the best soups in the world, the best homemade hamburgers. It's an incredible place to watch sports and to enjoy the camaraderie.
Absolutely.
Wings Plus is where the politically elite meets.
Yeah, and I
Tell
just
them about our friend Brian.
Oh yeah. Now, just to tell you guys a couple more things about. Oh, sorry about that. I just want to tell you a couple more things about Wings Plus. And this is amazing, Steve. Yeah, you get very spoiled eating at Wings Plus. Everything is homemade. Did you know that? Everything is homemade at Wings Plus, including the sauces for the wings and the clam chowder. Everything is homemade. Nothing comes out of a can. Isn't that something? It's absolutely amazing.
Incredible. The soups, homemade soups, and of course the greatest, the wings with those incredible sauces they have there. That hot sauce that what is the one I love so much that you ate all my wings that
the lemon pepper. The lemon pepper is amazing.
Oh my! Try the lemon pepper wings. You can order them regular or extra spicy if you want. It's just an incredible place to watch sporting events. Great camaraderie, great friendship around you. We dubbed it where the politically elite meet. The best wings in the world, with the food out of this world. Make your football season.
Yeah.
Make it the crowning gem of your football season to get your meals halftime at Wings Plus.
That's right. Now
tell them we sent you.
Let me give people. Let me give out the directions and the phone number if you want to call ahead. Okay, and the Wings Plus. Wings Plus is located in Coral Springs on Sample Road, about a mile west of University Drive on the south side of Sample. You can't miss it. And the number, if you'd like to call and make reservation or order your takeout, is 954-752-4460. 954-752-4460. And online, wingsplus.com. That's wings with an S, wingsplus.com. All right. Steve, I wanted to talk about that last caller, okay, before we move on. Is that all right? Did I lose you, Steve? Hold on. Let me try Steve again. All right, Steve, you back with us? Steve said the show was young. I lost Steve. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. All right, the rest of you on hold, stand by. All right, are you back with us, Steve? All right, I'm going to have to call Steve during the break. We got a new phone system today, and I lost Steve on it. I want to talk about the last caller. I would have kept that guy on for a long time, but he dropped the F-bomb, okay? You cannot cuss, guys. We're on the radio. You cannot use that language, all right? And I have to let you go when you drop the F-bombs. And sadly, that's the way it has to be. All right, we're going to go back to the phones. Did I get you back, Steve? All right, I lost Steve. I will call him back during the break. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Bart Thunderbird calling from Georgia.
All right, Georgia, what's on your mind?
You think if everybody knows it's common knowledge that China's going to try to take Taiwan, do you think they'll take it while Trump's in office?
Will China take Taiwan? What am I, a psychic? I would doubt they would do that, especially with Trump in office.
Yeah. Okay, I was just curious. I had a lot of people asking me that question. And yeah, there ain't no way to know, but I know if Biden was still in, they'd probably already took it.
That's probably true, yes. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning, Brian. Tom from Florida. Brian, are you surprised that people are jumping ship, man, from Trump?
Who's jumped ship?
Well, I mean, you hung up on the guy from, where was he from, Kentucky or whatever, okay?
No, who's jumped ship? Who's jumped ship from Trump?
Well, the one guy from Kentucky. You heard him,
The guy that dropped the F-bomb? That guy wasn't MAGA. He was lying.
You got
the Nebraska guy?
Listen.
He was fake MAGA.
All right. Okay. Now, Brian, they have the right to redact all this stuff, okay?
First of all, hold on. He said he voted for Trump. Excuse me. He said he voted for Trump because he wanted the Epstein files released. Trump signed a bill into law making it federal law to release all of the files. And he's still upset. That guy was...
It's not... Hey, hold on, Brian, you ready? Hold on, one quick thing here. It's not like Trump wanted to at first. He was very hesitant for months and months and months. And finally, he had he had to make his base happy, okay?
No, he said on a week ago Friday, he called on Congress to pass a law for him to sign to release the files. They did it. He signed it by Wednesday, maybe Thursday.
Okay.
Less than a week later.
Understandable. Because he had very large group wanted the files released.
Well, they're released now. So you should be happy.
But with the ability, they have the right to redact whatever, Pam Bondi.
I didn't hear anything about redacting. I didn't hear anything about redacting.
Oh, well, they have the right to do that, okay?
I didn't hear him say, I didn't hear that word used by the president.
All right, well, we'll see. I guarantee you that, all right? We'll get to that, right? So, also, too, now, Steve was talking about Ukraine and all this other stuff. Man, listen. This peace deal that they have to, put Ukraine's military by half and basically give all, Russia, the land that they already taken. That doesn't seem to be that fair to the Ukrainian people and to the American people, considering how much treasure.
Listen. All's fair in love and war. I've heard that before. So what Ukraine's lost the war, okay? You want them to they've lost the war. You want them to lose their whole country?
I don't think that they'll lose the whole country if we continue to get supply.
Here you are calling me from Palm Beach, and you want people to keep dying in Ukraine?
You ready for this, Brian? I'm half Italian, half Ukrainian. So basically, I do not want people to die, but at the same time,
you're half Ukrainian.
Russia,
tell me about that. What about you, Ukrainian?
Right, stop. Listen to me. Russia with North Korean troops.
Wait a minute. You told me you're Ukrainian. Hold on. You told me you're Ukrainian. What's your favorite Ukrainian dish?
Pierogies.
What is that?
Listen to me, Brian.
Yeah, that's your problem. I do listen. We'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, I spoke too soon.
Got you back?
Yeah, we're in break, though. We spoke too soon. We'll be back in a minute.
Well,
I'm sorry. I told him.
That's all right.
That's why I was trying to call. I'll call you after to explain, but...
All right, well, I'll talk to you when I get off the air. I'll give you a call, quick call. We'll coordinate.
Okay.
I got doctor appointments all home.
Okay. All right. Hold on one second here. We're going to be back in 2 minutes. Yeah, we're going to be back in 2 minutes. And what do I have left to do? Okay. Okay, I got a quick spot when we get back.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
You might want to put me on hold while you do that. Not talk to me, but just make the connection, because that's where we
I got you now. I got you. You're on now. I'm going to keep you on like you are now. You're on now.
Okay,
I'm going to keep you here.
That may be the answer to the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is where I always lose you.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm going to keep you on. Okay, we got 1 minute. The liberal callers, they can't. The F word is just comes right off their tongue like it's.
Well, it's a habit. It's a habit.
Yeah, low class, trashy habit.
Oh, I used to use the F word all the time.
Not on the air.
No, well, I had to recondition myself.
Yeah. All right, 30 seconds. Okay, hold on, Steve. Okay, you there, Steve?
I'm here.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, 20 seconds. All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Every line on the board is lit, so hang in there, guys. I got a very busy morning. I'm actually doing something that I don't know if I've ever done this, Steve, at least not for a long time. I am broadcasting without shoes on.
I'm broadcasting without anything on.
Oh, good. You're naked. Oh, that's great. Oh, great. No,
you know me. I love to broadcast in the nude.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I've seen it. No, I am wearing socks, but I am shoeless. And the reason I'm shoeless is I was coming back into the house, and one of my neighbors let their dog do number 2 in my front yard, and in the dark I stepped in it. So I've got dog dew all over my shoe, and what I'm going to be doing is going through my camera footage from the front of the house. And going through it and finding out who let their dog go number 2 in my front yard, so I can keep an eye out for them next time they come down.
Sounds like an exciting day.
Well, it's more exciting than stepping in it again, because I'm going to take care of that. Of course, I'm talking about Sloman's Home Security. And Sloman's Home Security, this is another one of the messages that makes a great Christmas gift. Listen to this. Sloman's Home Security is offering a free home security system with free professional installation and 24/7 central station monitoring. You get all that for just $24.95 a month for 5 years. All you got to do is call 833-283-5050. This makes a great Christmas gift for yourself, for your family, for your mom, for your dad, for your adult kids that don't live in the house. This is a great deal, and you got that price locked in, $24.95 for 5 years. It's a free home security system and professional installation, absolutely free. Your Sloman's Home Security System includes a touchscreen keypad, 3 door or window sensors, a motion detector, notification, and remote keypad, so you can check in no matter where you are in the world. Call 833-283-5050. That's 833-283-5050. All right. You want to go back to the phone, Steve? What do you want to do?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Steve. It's JJ from Mass.
Hey, JJ.
JJ, what's up?
Guys. Well, I was, Steve, I was listening to the drama from the mother and son out of West Virginia, and and you guys all talking about the prices of turkey. Yeah, I would just be nice if I hope that Donna and her son actually have a peaceful, blessed Thanksgiving. They seem like they had a lot of anger in them, but I think that woman, like a lot of Democrats or a lot of people they're like puppets hating on Trump. When she talked about the New York State, she talked about the 25% the tariff. New York only gets 2% of its electricity from Canada. So if they put a 25% tariff on it, big deal. The reason New York is so expensive to live in is because it's like one of the top, most corrupt states in the nation. Yes, and they've committed to going green. They've committed to going green by like 2040, 100%. So every politician in New York, anybody that's on the dole in this criminal crime syndicate that New York State has going on, they're all going to have Nancy Pelosi money or, sad to say, Marjorie Taylor Greene money. They all invest in these companies, and then they steal the hard-earned tax dollars into these electric, solar, wind that cost 3, 4, 5 times as much as just coal or oil. So, Lady Donna, God bless you, dear, and your son. I hope both of you have a peaceful day, but you're being used like a puppet.
Well, I appreciate you straightening that out for us.
All right, take care. All right. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air.
Hey, brother, this is Lee. I'm from Iowa.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. So, all right, let's see. What was I going to ask you about? So I'd just like to point out that I personally believe that whether, the leaders are Democrat or Republican or whoever they want to say they are, they're not fighting for us. I don't care what they say. They're fighting for themselves. They're lining their own pockets. They're putting their own, they're just doing everything to help themselves. They're not helping us. So, I don't think this whole situation is a right versus left thing. I think this should be more of a us versus them, in the sense of it's us, the people, against those in power, if that makes sense.
Well, Trump is
we're at war with our politicians.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's.
So you don't see a difference between Mamdani or Trump? You don't see a difference?
So I don't care.
Yes or no?
If you're Republican. I'm sorry. What was the question again?
I say you don't see a difference between these two, between Trump and Mamdani. You're talking about
the new mayor of New York?
I'm talking about the new mayor and Trump. You don't see a difference?
Yeah, no. No. Sure. One person can say, Mamdani is trying to, clean up New York City. Great. All right, cool. Or some people can say, Trump's trying to clean up our borders. All right, cool. But what's that do for the rest of us? It's not. They want to point fingers and be like, everything's his fault. Oh, no, everything's his fault. But yet, we're the ones footing the bill. Does that make sense?
No.
So while they're sitting there bickering and fighting,
you say Trump and Mamdani are the same, that he's not doing anything for us?
No, you're taking my words out of context.
Isn't that what you asked him, Steve?
I said Democrats and Republicans want to go back and forth. I'm not talking about Trump. I'm not talking about Mamdani. I'm talking about Democrats and Republicans.
Well, you're talking in vague generalities. I mean, we got these real people that are doing things. So why don't you talk about them as opposed to some vague theory?
Okay, no. All right. So let's see. I don't like Trump because I don't agree with his morals. I don't really have anything to say about Mamdani.
Whoa. Give me an example, a specific example of something Trump has done that you object to.
Let me finish my sentence. Let me finish, all right? So,
well, I want you to clarify the point.
I will. No, I will. So, I don't like Trump because of whatever morals, or I don't like his attitude. I don't like, I just don't like him as a person, okay? That doesn't mean that I wouldn't respect him if he were standing in front of me and talking to me, right? You can not like a person and be respectful. You can be cordial, right? I have, as an American citizen, a right to not like whoever I want because it's a free country, right? For Mamdani, I don't live in New York, so I don't really have an opinion.
Well, wait a minute. Steve asked you what you say you have a moral objection to Trump. What morals, Steve asked you? You're going to tell us.
Really, you can give us an example that illustrates your point.
No.
Tell us something he's done that you object to morally. And if you can't come up with anything, admit it, say, geez, Steve, you got me.
Okay, maybe morals is the incorrect terminology that I'm trying to use.
Well, let's try to find the right terminology.
Yeah, and I'm willing to do that. I just don't like Trump as a person. How about that?
What does that mean?
And it means like I don't like how crass he is. I don't like the way that he speaks to other people. Let me see
if I can help you. Let's try to do this together. Trump is a New York guy, okay? I'm a New York guy. There are a lot of people that don't like me because I'm brash and I'm up front and I say what I think, which characterizes, to a large extent, the stereotype of what we New York guys are. We speak our mind.
That's fair.
We say we're brash. You cannot like that.
Now,
so is that what you're? We're trying to find what you don't like, really.
What I really don't like?
What he has done that you don't like.
What he has done that I don't like.
I think there's an echo in here.
No.
Go ahead.
Okay, so let me just be like upfront and straight honest with you. I'm
that'd be nice.
Voter. I've only voted in the past. I've only voted twice so far. Right.
How old are you?
I voted in 20. How old am I now? 26. So I voted in the last two elections. Okay.
All right. Who'd you vote for?
I'd like to just keep that personal information to myself. It doesn't
hold on, slow up. It's okay you want to keep it to yourself. My question is, why are you afraid? Work with me here. I'm trying to work with you. I could just hang up and say, get off the phone. I'm talking to you like a human being. Fine, you don't want to tell me who you voted for. I'd like to find out from you. Take your time with this. Why do you think you're afraid to tell me who you voted for?
Because okay.
Because it'll tell me something about you.
That I'm afraid. I would maybe not afraid, but more apprehensive to tell you who I voted for because I don't want you to just immediately go, oh well, he's just a liberal. Oh well.
Let me ask you a question. Is that what I would say if you told me who you voted for?
I don't know because that's so. Here's the thing:
are you a liberal?
I would not consider myself a liberal. I would consider myself more independent. Right.
If you told me who you voted for in the last election, would that be consistent with who you voted for in the last election?
There weren't really any good picks for an independent party.
So you voted for who?
I mean,
so you voted for who?
If it makes you happy, Biden. I voted for Kamala because.
You voted for Pamela. Okay. Now hold on. I can understand. Let's try to communicate here. I can understand why you're embarrassed to say that. In fact, to tell you the truth, I would be embarrassed too. Do you know why we would be embarrassed to admit we voted for Pamela?
Was I embarrassed for when I voted for Kamala?
No, I mean, no, you just said you were. You say, if I knew who you voted for, I think you were liberal, you said. Did you not say that?
No. You would. It's more the fear of, oh, I'm just going to be berated because, oh, well, since you voted for Kamala, you must be a liberal. Why
would I berate you for voting for Kamala? Because does it have anything to do with Kamala being stupid?
No, just. Do I think that there are things that Kamala does that are stupid? Oh yeah, there's plenty of things that she's done that I think that I've looked at her and been like, really? That's the thing you went with?
They weren't the reasons you voted for her.
No, of course not. Now,
what were the qualities that Kamala had that you voted for?
So, I'm sorry. Say that one more time. I apologize.
What were the characteristics that Kamala had that won your vote?
It wasn't. See, that's the thing. I mean, it was.
See, that's the thing. I think we've discovered
it was
something.
Honestly, just a weird thing. I really didn't I really didn't want to vote for either of them.
Steve, we're late for the break. We gotta run for the gold report.
It was
real quick, sir. I gotta run because I got a break. But I want to thank you for calling. I want to thank you for sticking with it. And your name is what? Is your first name?
D.
What's your first? What's your name, sir?
Draven.
D.
Draven.
Raven.
Draven.
Draven.
Draven, you call me again sometime. You're a good caller, all right?
Absolutely. I appreciate speaking with you, sir.
Take care, my friend.
Oh, wow.
All right, Brian, take it away.
Okay. I'm going to put you and everybody on hold, Steve, and talk about what is something that everyone's going to need come Friday, and that's Coastal Weight Loss Secret, guys. Listen, if you want to lose that weight before your Christmas party, your New Year's party, your work party, Christmas morning, seeing people you haven't seen in a year or 5 years or more, call Coastal Weight Loss Secret and schedule your no-charge consultation. Remember, Coastal Weight Loss Secret can help you lose weight no matter where you're located. I lost over 35 pounds, 25 pounds in the first 3 weeks. I've been in the maintain phase for months. I haven't gained back a single ounce. And those of you guys that watch me on YouTube, you see me every day. You've seen the weight melt off of me, and you can see that I've gained nothing back. Give them a call and schedule your no-charge consultation right now. 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. And online, coastalweightloss.secret.com. We'll be right back.
Hello.
Hey there, it's Brian. I'm going to put you on hold. We'll be with you shortly, all right? Hold on. All right, Steve, you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, the new setup is working perfectly. I know what happened that last time, so.
Well, what happened on this end was the same thing that always happened.
No, I know what happened. I got it.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Okay, we got less than a minute.
Throw it to me when you get back.
Well, we got the gold report.
Oh.
But
after the gold report, throw it to me.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay. All right, I got one. Are you there, Steve?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm going to conference William in, so hold on. All right, William, we have 30 seconds.
Okay. Of course.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, we are back, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with our first look at gold and the other precious metals for the week. William Youngerman, how the metals starting the week off?
The metals are starting up nicely. Last week they closed gold nicely above 4,000 at $4,064.20. Silver closed out the week at $49.94 for the most part, staying above the $50 number all week. Platinum closed out the week at $1,515, and palladium closed at $1,364. This morning or overnight, we saw gold trade in a range of $4,040 all the way up to $4,087. And right now we're at $4,078. That's up $13.80 on gold. Silver up 21 cents at $50.15. Platinum up $25 at $1,540. And palladium up $9 at $13.73. So the markets are doing very well. Still trading in our same ranges that we've been in for a while. Really solidifying gold's gains above 4,000 and giving us some great opportunities to pick it up on dips. The silver market acting very well, pretty much holding above $50 an ounce. And I truly believe silver is a great value at this time. Platinum holding up very nicely at $1,540, and that too has been doing very well.
You know, in the 1 ounce size, what are some of the best recommendations you have so far as silver goes right now?
Silver in the 100-ounce forms are very reasonable, but our best buy right now on silver is 90% silver coins, 1964 and earlier, dimes, quarters, and half dollars at the lowest premium ever. We're selling these bags at $2 under the spot price of silver. So for our Steve Kane listeners, $2 under spot. Absolutely a fabulous buy on 90% silver coins. And if you're curious to know how that function takes place, just give us a call. We'll explain it to you. But you actually can buy silver for $2 under the spot price by picking up some 90% silver coinage. It comes in, that's for a minimum of $500 face value.
So is it accurate to say you're getting, with the 90% silver, you're getting silver for less than silver?
Yes, definitely. $2 less. Silver is $50.15 right now. You would be buying it for $48.15 an ounce by picking up some 90% silver coins, and that's lowest premiums ever.
And for those that don't know, this is U.S. currency. It's quarters, half dollar. What are the denominations again, William?
Dimes, quarters, and half dollars.
They're 90% silver, these coins, and they used to be the change that when I was a kid, you'd still have some of it in your pocket pretty regularly. And then silver got to be worth more than the dimes, the quarters, and the half dollars, so they stopped producing those. But 90% silver is silver, and it's under spot. That's amazing. Give William Youngerman a call. He opens up at 10 a.m. His number, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010, or stop in Boca at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. And you can find both his phone number and address on his website, WilliamYoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, open normal hours Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, closed Thursday and Friday this week?
That's correct.
Okay, guys. All right, we'll talk tomorrow, William Youngerman.
Okay, thanks.
All right,
Bye.
take care. Did you hear that, Steve? I've been telling you about 90% silver for ages.
Sounds like a great buy today, that's for sure.
Oh, you would love it. Do you have any of the 90%?
No, I don't know. That's not my particular. I collect silver coins from Canada.
But $2 under, you're getting silver for less than the price of silver. That's nuts.
I know.
All right. So where'd you want to go in the last?
Well, I wanted that with the last caller. That was very interesting. As soon as somebody tells you they don't want to tell you who they voted for,
exactly.
you know you're talking to a liberal Democrat. So you got to ask yourself, why is it that liberal Democrats are ashamed of their vote? And that's because deep down they know the truth.
Yeah. But, I'll give that guy a lot more credit than these fake MAGA people that are hardcore liberals say, oh, I voted for Trump and I've had enough now, so I can't do it anymore. I give the guy credit for more honesty than those guys.
I don't want to say this, but you can give. I think I get the credit because I took the time to draw him out and not take away his defenses. He was afraid.
Yeah.
So I calmed him
shamed
down
him.
and convinced him it was okay and that he wouldn't get hurt and that he wouldn't look like a fool. And then he relaxed and permitted himself to look like a fool.
Yeah, I mean, admitting you voted for a Democrat's like going to the hospital with dirty underwear. You don't want to.
Exactly right. What a great comparison.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if that's saying. Funny. I don't know if that's sayings anymore. Make sure you always wear, have clean underwear on. You never know. You don't want, in case you have to go to the hospital. They used to tell us that when we were kids, all the time.
Right.
I'm of the most people, like if that last guy you were talking about, I hope he calls us again, because if he'll be a Trump, he supports Trump, he just doesn't know it. And if when we talk to a reasonable person like that, their views and opinions of Trump are based on what the liberal media tell them, not the reality oftentimes.
And their friends.
Yes, their liberal friends, exactly. Yeah, they agree with Trump on more things than they realize. When it comes to, Trump, he's obviously he's the head of the Republican Party and conservative Republican, but socially, on the social issues, he's not like a Pat Buchanan 700 Club conservative, right? He didn't care about the gay rights or the trans, he said that Caitlyn Jenner could use the women's room at Trump Tower. His stuff is mostly, the border, economic issues, and everybody, every liberal, I promise you, if they pay taxes, take all those Trump tax cuts that they think are bad. I promise you they all take it. And they're all going to take the $2,000 we're going to get next year, too. Before we go to the phones, though, I want to remind people this is a great Christmas gift, and I'm talking about Life Imaging FLA. There's no one in this audience who doesn't have somebody in their family circle who you worry about, right? Maybe they have cancer. You're afraid they have cancer. You have a history of cancer or heart problems in your family. And a lot of people, mostly men, Steve, right? But a lot of people don't go and get checked because they think that they don't want to know. People go to Life Imaging FLA every day who have no symptoms. They go there because they have cancer in their family. They have heart disease in their family, a brother, a cousin, a mom, a dad had a heart attack, and they have no symptoms, but they go and they get scanned and they want to find out, and they find out they have 80% or more blockage. They find out they have cancer. And they find out before they have a heart attack, before it's too late, so that they can take preventative measures and get taken care of before things get out of hand. Life Imaging FLA, they're absolutely amazing. They offer free heart scans with just a few minimum requirements valued at just $699. And make sure when you're there, you ask about their full body cancer screening. I had both of these, okay? It takes just a few minutes. You don't have to put on a hospital gown or take your clothes off, Steve. I wore my shirt, my jeans. I didn't have to take off my watch. And early detection, that's what it's all about. Life Imaging FLA, this makes a great Christmas gift. Make the appointment for your husband, for your wife, for your mom, for your dad, for your son, for your daughter, your brother. Take them in there, your sister. Call pound 250 on your cell phone and say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. They have locations in Broward, Dade, and Palm Beach. That's pound 250 and say free heart scan. Pound 250, say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Steve, I thought President Trump did a masterful job with Mamdani on Friday. Did you catch that?
Yeah, it was quite a performance.
Mamdani didn't know what hit him.
He played him like a fiddle. Well, I think they both had an idea of what they wanted to do, and they both appealed to their. Well, they didn't actually appeal to their constituencies. They did what they had to do at that point in time. But when the time is right, the question is, what checks is Trump going to sign for him? Mm-hmm. That's where the rubber hits the road.
Yep.
And I think Mamdani is going to find that he's not going to get the money he needs from Trump, and that's when the proverbial you-know-what will hit the fan.
One thing about Mamdani, he has a very small vocabulary. All he says is equity and affordability over and over again in a bunch of different ways. He's doesn't have much to say, but Trump, I think Trump humiliated him because Mamdani spent all weekend doing interviews telling people he still is a dictator. He still is a dictator, even though I cowered down and didn't say that when I was there.
That shows you the hardcore socialist backers of Mamdani were pissed off that he was so nice to Trump.
Yes, I know. It was unbelievable. Trump, it was a major manipulation by Trump. He could have gone in.
What he had to do.
Yep.
But when the time comes to fight, my money's on Trump.
Absolutely. Trump didn't have to spend all weekend. And then President Trump ran Marjorie Taylor Greene out of Congress over the weekend. So it's been a great weekend. Smoked her out. And
you think there are no other MAGA people that agree with her, but are keeping their mouth shut?
Nope, no MAGA people. No, Trump's doing everything he promised and then some. With the Epstein thing, their big thing, they really need some new talking points. These guys that I voted for him to release the Epstein. He signed a bill into law making it federal law to release the Epstein files.
He's got this thing set up. He's so far ahead of the game.
Yeah.
He's got this whole thing set up. Wait till the trap is sprung.
Listen,
the real exposure is going to be when the Trump comes after the Democrats.
All right, we're out of time. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve, of course, has been here. I'm Brian Craig. We'll see you tomorrow at 6 a.m. Till then, God bless Donald Trump. All right, Steve, I'm going to call you in about 20, 30 minutes.
Okay.
All right, bye. All right, listen, I've got a bunch of stuff going on today. So if you're new, make sure that you subscribe, all right? Thanks so much, guys. And if you're already subbed, could you take the link and share it on all of your socials? That would help a lot. You guys are my marketing team, okay? Spread the word on your socials about the program. My name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Thanks for watching. Take care.